Welcome back to the Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship 2019 M1. Now I'm here with Gideon Q and myself, Contra here. We'll be bringing you the upcoming matchup right here, where we'll see this lower bracket match between 10 Seconds Game Plus and Malaysia's only hope, TODAK.
Yeah, last representatives for both sides, and I think a lot is on the line. We're just going to have to wait and see if they are ready to perform. So far, 10 Seconds Gaming really nailing it since the group stages up till now. Let's see whether TODAK, after taking a crushing defeat in the upper bracket coming down, whether they can redeem themselves.
We can definitely say that the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus is one of the cleanest teams to emerge out of those groups.
Yes.
And now, of course, TODAK as well, they are really good, but there are times that, of course, they don't really look as clean as they should, but we see there are times that they can definitely get themselves back up on track. Now let's have a look at the bracket here. Previously, we just saw Sunsparks, of course, getting defeated and taken down by the Burmese Gold side. So Burmese Golds are waiting for the next contenders.
Yeah, and I think it's, especially for us, it is quite a shocking surprise that Burmese schools can play at such a level. I think they are ready, and I think they have the championship mentality in them to push this all the way towards the end. However, we have to see whether or not they're going to make it through against this upcoming opponents. It could be 10 Second Gaming, or it could be TODAK.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this series here, and I'm not really sure who will be able to actually get this sort of lead heading towards the early phase, because we know TODAK to actually play some really good early game skirmishes as well. But 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, yesterday we saw that jungle raid across the map where they just managed to snatch every single buff away in that sort of sense and starve their enemies out. So if they could possibly pull that out again, then TODAK is definitely going to be having some trouble.
Yeah, and I've talked about this even yesterday. 10 Seconds Gaming have this tendency, because they're such an unknown team, they somehow just get under the skin of a lot of these teams where they don't know what to expect. We initially thought that their draft pool might have been a lot smaller initially, but after yesterday, they whip out a Hayabusa. Hey, we have all the meta picks ready. We're just not willing to show you just yet. And again, those 9 secrets are slowly starting to arrive.
And one of those 9 secrets right there, Tomoba, he was just having so many of all these sort of a pool of heroes to pick from. And with that sort of pocket pick that came in for the very final game, he absolutely crushed it to be here today. And TODAK fans are all cheering all loud for the team. And soon enough, we'll see both of them walking on stage and take on Game 1.
Yeah, and TODAK, they are not going to disappoint coming into this game, because they should be ready, because this is their last opportunity if they want to stand a chance to move forward into the playoffs.
And the MPL, which was concluded not too long ago, we saw them coming really close against EVOS SG, where it took them to Game 5. And because of some of all these sort of the hiccups that they do have in terms of getting themselves that priority pick, then they definitely slide downwards. And on that upper bracket where they actually face off some of all these Indonesian teams, it was definitely a huge challenge, but I do believe that TODAK has what it takes to rise back on top, to claim glory. And what better story to tell than another Malaysian team here heading in towards the grand finals.
I agree. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a bit here, because remember, EVOS Esports, they technically got knocked down, and you know, 10 Seconds Gaming made it through. Therefore, because our first seed of the MPL, MYSG, got knocked out, would you say 10 Seconds Gaming technically in power rating a little bit more favorable coming into this matchup?
It's really hard to say, because they were not really having that sort of same group anyways, where TODAK was also the first seed of their respective group. So, wait, did I get my facts wrong right there? Yeah,
they were.
It was actually Axis that was actually getting the first seed of their own group. And TODAK here, yes, they might look a little bit sloppy in some of these games, but every single time that they're on that deficit, they always have that sort of a drive to actually put themselves back forward.
Just to correct, it was actually TODAK. Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was just like, gonna wait for a little bit longer. Let it sit a little bit, and then I'll drop it on you. But yeah, no, you do bring a really good point here. TODAK, I'm really expecting a lot of them. There is, especially with the crowd here by their side, they just need to pump themselves out. But it's time. Let's have a look at this.
berbeza latar belakang dan berbeza kelebihan. Tetapi hanya satu matlamat yang kami semua inginkan, kemenangan. Sebab tiada siapa yang mahukan kekalahan. Dan kami sedar, perbezaan kami semua inilah yang akan menjadi senjata kemenangan kami di arena e-sports nanti. Kami juga sedar, untuk menang tidak semudah yang kami inginkan dan sama sekali tidak hanya bergantung kepada tuah. Walau berapa lama sekalipun kami berlatih di dalam pertempuran atau di luar pertempuran, kami terapkan di dalam hati yang perbezaan kami bukanlah kelemahan kami, tetapi kekuatan kami. Kami harus sentiasa pantas, sentiasa tangkas dan sentiasa berfikiran strategik dalam setiap langkah kami. Dan sebagai satu kumpulan, kami ada semuanya. Ya, kami semua memang berbeza. Tetapi dalam setiap langkah kami, dengan satu matlamat, kami sentiasa menuju ke hadapan bersama-sama ke arah kemenangan.
And here they are, the Malaysian favorites. It's going to be TODAK coming onto the stage, Malaysia's last hope.
I'm just loving all their brand new jackets right here as we hear the fans all cheering for their name. Hashtag TODAK Langgar.
They are these handsome boys coming in here. They've got the power of the crowd behind them. Hopefully that's going to be enough to take out their competitors, 10 Seconds Gaming, who somehow, I mean, almost out of nowhere, overnight, coming into this game and becoming absolute monsters and looking to be at least top 4 within this tournament.
And we're speaking about the dark horses coming in really soon. And these dark horses have already silenced so many doubters, so many of all these challenges that they have faced. They have managed to triumph, and it's time for us to witness the entries of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus real quick. Well, of course, before we go into that, I just really love how the Japanese side, of course, came in without notice. And there's so many of all these other veteran teams that gave them that sort of respect. Even a team like RRQ mentioned them, that they would like to face them in the grand finals. It's time for us to introduce 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. And here comes the Japanese team moving forward here with Captain Nobuya fronting it all, as they will be the ones challenging the favorites of the home crowd here.
Oh and boy. This is This is a lot of pressure. I mean, yeah, you can feel it in the atmosphere. Even though this is a competitive game and you have so many people in the crowd just like cheering for the hype, cheering for an exciting game, you can't imagine how much pressure it is for both of these teams coming in here with the weight of the country being their representatives on the line.
And we've already seen them earning so much of those respect coming from the crowd already, where we know that this game in between the two of them, we'll see a lot of bloodshed inside of the matches. And now, this is just the calm before the storm. And when we look into the roster here, we know that both sides, they know how to actually play it safely and not give advantage to enemy teams. But I think the masterminds here is definitely 10 Seconds Gaming Plus with that ocean of selection for those heroes.
Yeah, and I think what the strongest point is playing to the fundamentals. TODAK, Papa, Abuya, Sure, and Tomebo. These guys are absolutely crazy when it comes to focusing on what's basic to the game and really the fundamentals of MLBB. They understand it down to the T to make some great decision making, and that really just helps them and elevates them compared to a lot of these other teams.
Some of all the key picks to look out for is that Gatukacha pick, as they managed to utilize it so well. And there's so many of all these guys who could just switch roles. Like, at first you thought that Papa's just going to be playing on the marksman. He could just switch it up. They can play tanks. They can play fighters. They can switch up to a mage. And any given point of time, one of these 9 secrets here slowly revealing itself, heading in towards the grand final stages. But whoever wins this one, they will definitely have to face off against more challenges up ahead.
Yeah, and they just have to go one hurdle at a time. They got to knock out TODAK here if they want to move forward. But the same can be said for TODAK, but they have to kind of deal with this draft coming in from this team, because I think that's one of their strongest points. Like, they have a plan coming into the game. It's very clear they either want to eliminate or move on forward. And here they are, the handsome faces of TODAK, Nanas, X-Ray, Moon, E1, as well as Chiku.
Well, crowd favorites are definitely Moon here, the captain of the team. Knows how to play some great mages there, and we got to look out for picks such as Lunox as well as the Harif here, where those are some of the favorites going in for the side of TODAK. And not only that, E1 will be looking to eye on that Grok. So who knows, 10 Seconds Gaming Plus might just be banning away some of all these key picks.
Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see, because again, there's no real telling what 10 Seconds Gaming is going to do. Where are they going to slowly dissect and look to punish in the draft phase? And I hope TODAK is ready for this, because this is one of their harder competitors coming in, especially in the lower brackets.
Yes, indeed. And I'm just waiting for that pleasant surprise heading in towards game 1. And we're about to start things off with a bang here. And, well, speaking of which, of course, the entirety of the tournament is brought to you by Moonton, and, of course, organized by some of all the greatest here. And with that being said, we are also live from YouTube Gaming, and all of this is also thanks to U Mobile.
Yep, our official sponsors. Look at the fans. It looks like we got a split decision here. We got a couple of Malaysians, a couple of Japanese. Like, some people are looking snazzy just to support their country. So make sure in the chat itself, list down. You got to give them your energy here.
Yes, give it all you've got. Make sure you share the video all across all your platforms, and we'll be heading in towards our interviews with the teams. Now, I really want to know what they have to say to each other. Of course, we've seen some taunts. We've seen some really fun things being said out. So now let's have a look to see what we have to say from the TODAK in a short while. And, of course, it's time for us to unveil it right now.
Okay, our goal is kita orang nak jadi terbaik, tim terbaik MLBB dekat dalam dunia ni. And kita orang nak, kalau boleh kita orang nak mengharumkan nama Malaysia, and kita orang nak banggakan ibu bapa, family, orang yang support kita orang. And of course kita orang nak jadi champion dekat M1 ni.
Bagi kami dalam M1 ni tak ada tim yang senang lah, sebab semua susah. Daripada banyak negara yang kita orang tak tahu meta-meta orang macam mana, sebab nak masuk M1 ni bukan senang. Dia ada apa? Dia ada qualifier dia, untuk kiranya dia nak kena bersaing dulu untuk masuk ke M1. So tak senang lah, semua susah.
Kekuatan kita sebenarnya terletak pada hero pool kita orang. Macam saya boleh main tank, support. Ayin, Nenas dia boleh main MM. Tapi paling hero pool yang paling gempak kita orang Iwan lah. Sebab dia sebenarnya dia main tank, but dia boleh tukar jadi mid match. Dia boleh main match dalam masa yang sama. So kelebihan kita orang kat situ lah, saya boleh tukar-tukar role dengan diorang supaya enemy tak tahu apa yang kita nak buat.
Some interesting insights there coming in from TODAK. They realize that they come in with the right mentality. Everyone is going to be difficult. Everyone is going to be difficult to deal with.
Yep, and not only that, they are all flexible, including 10 seconds game plus. So it's going to be all of these members of both sides here switching things up, and it's also time for us to slowly see what they really have to say before we have that sort of banter here. Now, who are you favoring more heading to his game one?
Hey man, I mean, you're putting me on the spot here. Facts, I mean, based on the facts, based on play style, it really comes down to who's going to be extra prepared for this particular game. Because again, 10 Seconds Gaming, most of it comes down to preparations. They are good players, they play fundamentals, but their preparation is just so much better than every other team coming into it. Arguably, might even be better than Indonesian preparation, who are considered some of the best. TODAK, on the other hand, same thing. They're going to come, they need to play. Don't let 10 Second Gaming get under their skin. Don't let them mess up their win conditions, because I think a lot of teams kind of succumb to that.
Both of these teams have a whole lot more to lose, but now it's time to claim victory and see what they really have to say.
For 10 Second Gaming, Kominasai, kita orang akan kalahkan korang. Hai! Minta maaf.
They actually speak in the local language, and all they have to say was, sorry, we are strong too.
I'm telling you, the way they said it, it didn't feel condescending, but man, you definitely feel like these guys, they know how to strike a chord.
What a way to actually react humbly, and yet again, set up the tempo real high. It went from this to this.
Mad respect for both sides. I mean, they definitely wanted to give a shout to the culture as well. A lot of respect to both teams, even though it was supposed to be a trash talk. Woohoo, that was spicy.
Now, things have definitely been heated up, so let's see what the first dish is going to be here as we slowly head in towards that first picks and ban between both these teams. But wow, I didn't expect that. Like, I thought it was just some normal banter where you just like throw salt over each other's gameplay from yesterday or so. But wow, I just love that sort of humility that they have, and this is why everybody loves both of them so much.
Was that considered like a humble brag, or like
kind of like a humble brag? It's like, not to be rude, but I'm the best right here.
It's like, yeah, sorry. Okay, thanks. We're still gonna win, but ooh. Now I'm excited for this game here. We're gonna be preparing until the draft. Both teams are setting up behind us. If you can actually see, they're going to get ready to get this game on the road. I know you guys are excited and are itching to wait to see who's going to be on top, but just give it a little bit more. And I think these two teams, they just need to, calm down, prepare, warm up a little bit.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of all the coaches have already given their pep talk on the back of the stage, and now that they're all pretty well focused in their own respective station here. And this is the very first time that we're seeing this sort of the booth where, of course, the stage being set up in such a way that no external voices will be penetrating through the battlefield in that sort of sense, where all they need to do now is, of course, make sure that how they draft is going to be perfect, because that's just half of the war being won. Let's talk about more key picks here, because Rafaela yesterday was being banned away from 10 Seconds Game Plus consistently. So is that something that you feel 10 Seconds Game Plus should actually grab if it's left out in the open?
Well, honestly, I think 10 Seconds Gaming have a good game plan when they play the Rafaelia. When they have it, they go for quick rotations, early invades, especially when they have a composition that kind of favors Rafaelia, early to mid-game compositions. And I think that's where a lot of teams kind of fail to kind of see where they want to ban it out. So when they get rid of it, it's like, all right, sure, you're blue side, you want to pick up the Rafaelia, you have a strong lineup, you have a strong first pick. That's why they always go for the Grok. They always want to have something like a Kufra to set up. However, teams decide, you know what, ban out the Rafaelia, force them into a position that is a little bit more uncomfortable. Guess what? 10 seconds like, nah. We still have more. We can play meta.
They just unfold meta after meta, like different layers of meta. Like there are really old school strats that they even brought back to the table as well.
Yeah.
Which is really great. And we didn't really expect some of all these picks as well. So heading in towards the side of TODAK here, I think that they play standard new meta style, which definitely is great, where they always contest for key picks like Exborg, and sometimes, just sometimes, you see some random assassins coming to play.
Agreed. And I think, I don't know whether I want to see the random assassins, but is this the time? Is it too risky to actually bring out these random assassins? I do kind of agree, but I kind of feel like, you know, same thing with EVO's Legends, where they kind of struggled against 10 Second Gaming in Group D, and they were forced to play, you know, the El Clasico meta, where it's like they're whipping out a Minotaur, and we haven't seen Minotaur in ages. so long. It's just such a niche condition to win. Great ultimate ability, but everyone plays around it so well. People are experienced.
Yeah, there's so many experienced players right here. You can even like bring out picks like a Diggy to actually negate some of all these crowd control in a sort of sense as well. But
Purify.
Yeah, Purify is definitely the easier way to go than to actually commit to, or it's a single sort of pickup. But Minotaur here falling off the radar for very good reasons, because there's just so many of all these other heroes that actually gets prioritized for way better reasons. Something like a Kaja, which definitely would lend you a kill if there's enough follow-up in that sort of sense.
Exactly. And, you know, with all these things in place, how do they want to draft? And I feel like TODAK, they just need to kind of stay calm, have a game plan coming into this. Their game plan shouldn't be, we're going to counterpick whatever they have, because we saw Axis try to do that in the previous matchup yesterday. If you haven't caught that yet, here's a reminder. They got knocked out because they let them get under their skin. They're like, all right, you play Lilia, we banned out the Rafaelia game 1. All right, we're going to take away the Lilia. We're going to take away all your picks. And they realize, oh no, they can actually play regular meta stuff, bringing out the Hayabusa, getting a good split push after banning out the Masha.
Yeah,
doesn't work.
Nobody's seen that Hayabusa coming into the draft. And
yeah,
when
I didn't see it.
Yeah, and when they do, they stole the turtle, they got those kills in, and there was so many great setup as well. And there was about that maniac over on the bottom side, where we saw that insane play heading over the hands of Hayabusa with that OG shadow kill.
My God.
Got the flags up as well. Huge flag for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. Of course, the Malaysians flag flying sky high. Now, you can see the Malaysian fans itself, they're torn apart. They actually love both of these teams.
Yeah, I think they've kind of embraced the Japanese team here, and I think that mad respect to the fans out there. Mad respect.
And I just really love that sort of sportsmanship, not only from the players, it's also from the spectators right here as we will hit ourselves into Game 1. Are you guys ready? I hope you guys are, as we'll unfold what comes next. The very first battle between Malaysia versus Japan in day number 2 of the Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship 2019 M1.
And where are you guys? For those are just watching and are in Malaysia, why are you wasting this opportunity watching the stream when you could be here live at the Axiata Arena to watch this go down in real time? Because the energy here is absolutely ecstatic as we prepare for this game. And more importantly, I'm pretty sure there are still, you know, tickets available to actually be picked up here to kind of fill up the rest of these seats, because a lot of space. I can already hear the shouts, and already people are getting rowdy in here.
Yeah, I definitely will welcome a whole lot more of you guys to come down here on the stadium. Well, check the capacity. It's about 16,000 in total, and I think that it's slowly filling up already. And tomorrow's grand finals is going to be epic. And now, let's head into our first picks and bans, as we'll see 10 Seconds Game Plus starting off the ban here with Helkert as well as the Harith being removed.
I think they're doing the wave in the crowd.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're setting it up. They're trying to set up the wave.
I can hear it from right down below here.
All right.
Well, that's definitely one big
There it
wrap
is!
around.
Okay, respect. Where are you guys? You need to come down here and be a part of the community. But let's go into the game where the first pick is about to be selected for the side of 10 Seconds Gaming. Helkert, Kimmy out of the picture. Exborg is going to be the pick. TODAK, Raphaelia, and Harith are out of the picture.
We saw that Export coming in for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus yesterday, where they just went on that jungle raid, stole every single thing that they have on the table, and now Grok will be taken in for E1.
Very good opening coming in from TODAK here. Grok, solid pick overall. Doesn't matter what comp you have a Grok, you have some form of control of wave clear and early game pressure. Masha here is where it gets really interesting. They're kind of telling you, okay, we have a split push component. What's going to be our 4? We're going to let you decide. Kufra going to be the first pick. That means Gushin is not going to be exactly the best mage going into this, so they might want to pick up the Lunox for themselves this time around for 10 Second Gaming. Ooh,
Wow.
Selena! I like the aggression. 50% win rate overall. It's a little risky, but you need a lot of mechanics to make it work.
And speaking of risk here, 10 Seconds Gaming Plus only takes calculated risk. And we've seen these Selena before, just about yesterday on that game 2 where they managed to secure so many kills with that Abyssal Arrow landing the shots pretty much perfectly. And I would say TODAK definitely needs to look out for that. But Masha though, what do you feel about Masha as you see quite a lot of disruptive units heading in for the picks of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus? Can that Masha push effectively?
I think Masha should be able to push pretty decently. She just has to be very aware, because once you know the presence of Selena is in the map, you can kind of tell, okay, she's going to go for early rotations, she's looking for early kills. I need my team to kind of help me communicate where she is all the time. The only problem I feel right now is that Selena could be put into that support position, and then that kind of opens up, oh no, wait a minute, that means they could still go for the Lunox if they wanted to. So that's kind of the trade-off here, not to mention that Kaja is still on the table.
I definitely would agree with that in that sort of sense, where that's sort of like a flex pick right here for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, because Kufra could still play support, that sort of a core tank in that sort of sense, and Selena, I would still prefer her going on that DPS threat in that sort of sense though, but Chang is that sort of a pick where they're just going to be focusing on a whole lot of that team fighting style heading for TODAK's side here, and TODAK now is going for that Lolita ban just to negate that meteor shower from landing.
Yeah, I think getting rid of the counter pick is smart here. The only downside I see from this is the fact that, you know, Selena's on the table. There is the one to kind of just tank it with the Guardian's Bulwark to just not have to worry about it. Cho being the pick, coming in from 10 Seconds Gaming here. Again, a lot of flicks, but we need to know who it is so we can kind of determine what the team composition lineup from 10 Seconds Gaming is. But so far, Chiku locking in that Granger, it's looking good.
Wow, looking well indeed. And that's going to be the Gato Kacha that we mentioned even before the draft even started, which means the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus does not have a marksman per se. Man, I'm not too sure what to feel about it, but there's enough DPS coming from Selena anyways.
Well, I mean, they've seen, it's not like we haven't seen this before. Yesterday, they did the exact same thing against Axis Esports here. What's really interesting is that they have Selena to try and play that early game. They want to use Exborg as a replacement for the marksman. He's going to be running around with the 2 tanks as a 1-3-1 composition, with Selena sort of, you know, deviating and rotating between the lanes as much as they can. Now, coming into this, TODAK, their last pick is going to be the Valir, and this is what's really scary. Yes, he is good. One Abyssal Arrow, he's gone.
Yeah, not only that, there's so many of all these units that can actually dock the backline. You got the Kufra, you got the Cho, got to Kacha for sure. And Exborg, we know Exborg to be great. You can just easily dive with that Figueroa armored attack anyways. And Selena always being a little bit more sneaky in her approach. So in terms of that draft that you just saw here, which one would you actually root for? Because for me, I look at TODAK here. They got that solid new meta sort of style going on, and they got a whole lot of key picks, but so does 10 Seconds Gaming Pass.
I mean, I'm just like, I'm just scratching my head because, hear me out. it's a 1 in 4 composition for TODAK, where the 4 is looking to kind of siege the opponent. They're using the Valir as well as the Chang'e to kind of push them off towers, look for those bigger objectives. But the problem is with the 1-3-1 composition coming in, and from the side of 10 Second Gaming, that Kufra is going to be so huge. If he finds an engage or an Abyssal Arrow lands on one of the key targets, Chang'e, Valir, that could crumble. They have a great engage option to deal with this siege. So the question is, which one of the win conditions is going to come online first? And I think it's like a good 50-50 here.
Yep, and speaking of 50-50s here, for the fans, they're definitely ready for this game one to just unfold. But speaking of that sort of a point that you just made there, who's going to come up online first? I feel like TODAK, their strength will only lie from mid-game onwards. Early game,
that's true.
Maybe it's really based on how the Grok's going to be setting the tempo up. But
yeah,
after that, they really got to make sure that they set it up. And now, of course, this will be the 10 players on the field getting ready. Blue side, we have 10 seconds game plus. TODAK on the red. And let's talk about how they will pace themselves. You mentioned about that 1-3-1. And I think that to 10 seconds gaming as well as TODAK, they faced that before. They're not unfamiliar with that. And now we're about to hit towards that first game. Of course, just keeping you guys on your seats. So as we are. So get in. So game one here is just going to be sending one of these teams here on that sort of a nail biter. But there's just so much to win and so much more to lose as we head towards this first game between TODAK and 10 Seconds Gaming Plus.
Yeah, this is going to be a head scratcher here because, again, all of these teams want to be on top, but they also have a lot of elements that allow them to counter your opponents. These first 3 minutes for TODAK are going to be so crucial.
They just got to make sure that they don't really give advantages to 10 Seconds Gaming Plus because they have been really disciplined, and if they actually slip up one little bit of that tiny room of a window, 10 Seconds Gaming Plus will be able to punish them. And speaking of a punish, look at the health bars left on the side of E1 and X-Ray here, dealing blow for blow for Obuyan pretty much early. Interesting to know that this Kufra has been holding on this solo lane for quite some time. Well, we see the Selena going in for some camps.
Yeah, they want to make sure they want to punish the top side of the map. Looks like Chang'e is kind of forced to wait this one out, but that means the top side with Chiku as well as Valir will be able to defend themselves if a dive is imminent. Level 4 is probably when they want to set that up, but the pressure that's going to be coming out of them is going to be tough.
Well, Chiku here have to give way. They know that if he stays under that tower, he will be taken down. 4 members through to try to secure the first tower of the game. But here comes E1 as well as Nenas. And Nenas getting knocked right over the wall. Flicker being popped there. And look at the damage over to Mimo. He walks away alive.
This is actually genius. I think TODAK was setting up for this quite well. They defend the bottom side while 10 Seconds Gamer were looking to get an early tower. TODAK, great defense coming in from the backside. Quick rotations. They got to keep this up. Chang'e already popping in the Meteor Shower. They're pulling back. They need to get out of here. Sure is so low. X-Ray is in trouble. He flickers on out of there. But the Flicker, come here for X-Ray. 1 HP. He's alive. He's pulling backwards. They need to breathe. Nobody has died just yet. First blood is still on the table.
Close calculations. That could have been the blaze inside, giving away first blood to 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. Now going for a little bit more jungle raids, as this is the signature playstyle for 10 Seconds Gaming. Papa here getting his first boots of the day, while TODAK, of course, will secure the first tower for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, giving them a little bit of the lead, but TODAK opting to actually equalize with that turtle attempt.
Yeah, they need to make sure they break the Firaga armor from Papa. Oh, Gadokacha coming in with Sky Guardian Avatar. He takes quite a bit of damage here. The backline, Papa's in trouble. But they gotta be careful. Obuyan just getting ready in the brush to collapse on them. They're gonna try and punish Papa here.
Oh, speaking of a punishment, Chiku will be the guy who gets first blood in this series.
Finally, first blood has been broken, but look at the gold difference from both of these sides. 10 Seconds Gaming, at least 500 gold, 600 gold ahead, but that might slowly change if TODAK is able to break that first turret.
Well, TODAK is still looking to actually find a way to break down those objectives like you said, but Obuyan here opting to actually get him out. So right here, whoa, big dives coming from Tamibo. A little bit of distance though for that Kufra to commit.
Yeah, it looks like Moon did take the flicker instead of the sprint. He does not want to get caught. Oh, quite a bit of damage here, but they're not going to commit onto the Grok. They're just going to continue to the bottom side. Obuyan's in trouble. He takes quite a bit of damage. He's by himself. The Death Sonata. Chiku gets a nice kill with the turtle buff.
This is the first time I'm seeing mistakes coming out from the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, and that was that sort of rotation where they don't really have any information by the corner of the river, as now TODAK walking to a trap, wall charge, won't be able to take him down for now.
Yeah, that's going to chunk them out. They're going to trade their bottom lane for the top side. Again, remember, 10 Seconds Gaming, despite them giving kills, they're still pretty even in terms of the gold, and they still haven't broken the top side.
Whoa, Flicker coming out from the Grok, and Obuya has already got himself a little bit of backup, so they will possibly hold on for this for a little longer as we look into some of these spells here. We do have Arrival on Obuya. Usually we do see Flickers heading into some pick for a Kufra, but instead, this is something that's definitely different where they could easily go in for the teleportation to save other lanes.
Yeah, and I think right now the utility of the battle spells coming in from 10 Second Gaming is just so important here. X-Ray is going to get that first initial destruction. Obuyan following like how that Filipino finals were happening out, trying to push the Siege turret away with the Wrath. X-Ray might be in trouble, forces out the Flicker. Top side is where the next fight is about there, but Sure goes down, revitalizes a little too late. Chiku with the Rondo goes forward, and he doesn't exactly get that last couple of hits to ensure the crit, but they should be able to secure Turtle.
I just love how the tempo is being set right here, and now Flicker has been popped by Tomibo. This means there is nowhere to run, no escape whatsoever. One more kill headed towards the side of TODAK, and wow, 3-0. This is so much of all these noise coming from the fans as they are performing out in mind.
Oh, Chiku, one more kill. That turtle buff is just making him an absolute beast.
Whoa, 5. I was just talking about 3 kills out of nowhere. It has all stacked up. Now TODAK here, 15k versus 13k.
Yeah.
As we'll see one more fall. There it goes, counter into the fight. But it's a 4v1. Outnumber, outlasted, but X-Ray has tanked it all.
Okay. I mean, look at how the map is being played. Tier 2 is being caught on the other side. It's 0-6, but again, they're even in turrets. And finally, TODAK have developed a lead for themselves. It's been a while, but now TODAK might actually be able to start ramping up into this game.
Yeah, and this is where things get a little bit out of control. But 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, I do believe that they could stall this out for a little bit longer, and eventually Papa might get those right items in, as he still doesn't have that sort of tankiness to actually front the battle. And look at the goal graph here, slowly sliding in towards the side of TODAK, and now 3k goal lead, you can close it out with one good fight.
Yeah, and Ninas just bought his Ice Queen's wand as well, so if 10 Seconds Gaming are looking for those big engages, Obuyan needs to land it on top of both Chiku as well as Ninas to make it 100% effective, or maybe even Moon if he gets lucky.
Yeah, and now I'm not too sure how lucky could they really get though, and you're facing off the best of Japan, and TODAK here, 1 versus 1 won't change it. Oh! Chico is so nasty. He said he didn't need any help.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. That was absolutely insane. Both sides playing at the top of their game there, but Chico survives with 1 HP thanks to the invulnerability of the Death Sonata every single shot.
And that was the critical pull right there. I wouldn't have thought. I thought it takes 2 more auto attacks coming from the Granger, but 1 shot was all it takes. And of course, that's what they get here. 10 Seconds Gaming Plus already losing all too much, and Sure here overcommitting to that fight. That's not going to be able to actually do all too much. Neo Shower has been utilized by Moon, but now TODAK will be pushing in from all directions except for the bottom lane.
Yeah, and right now, Ninas, he's playing in the backline. Every single time they go for an initial engage, he's just peeling off the tanks like, hey, we don't want you to get overwhelmed. We have like a little bit of a barrier, a little bit of a circle of safety that you need to be in. As long as they stay in range and Ninas does his job, he will find another one. He might actually get it. Oh, Tomemo is actually going out of here. Papa in the backline, Chico's in trouble. He goes down after the last 70, peeled him up. Sure is taking quite a bit of damage, but Ninas, he's on the opposite side. He needs to be with his team to protect them. He's doing a lot of damage to Obuya, but it's not going to be enough. As they walk away, it's going to be a 1-0 trade.
I just like how 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, they do know what's the max ranges hitting it towards the opponent's side. As we saw, they were actually trying to commit inside of the jungle. They did take down Chiku though, but they almost had Tomibo getting clipped out, and he had to flicker at the sort of max range as well.
Yeah.
And if he did not flicker, he would have died right there, right then.
Exactly. And now, see, that's the thing. Nanas has to be aware. He's trying to keep away the priority target, which is Obrian. But in situations like that, he kind of needs to peel back with the team, kind of slowly keep the distance, maintain it, but still deal enough damage to kind of splash it across. So if he's not efficient with his spells, that might net them the loss later on into the game.
Efficiency is definitely of utmost importance. Missile arrow lands. E1, the only one alive right in the middle. But E1, some flash with the wall charge. He hits right outside. And X-Ray here turns it around, tries to get one kill off. There's immortality as well, so he will go in to revive himself. And now, First Lord already appearing.
Wait, Chico on the bottom side. He's trying to get rid of this inhibitor. They're looking to Lord. They're all recalling. They have to take this out. Masha, she's going to be running all their way. She can solo this Lord, but she has backup just in case. They pull a lot of pressure. Two people have gone to the bot side to take care of Chico here, but Lord is now in the hands of TODAK.
2 versus 1 over bottom side, which means that 10 seconds Gaming Plus might have to give out away this First Lord as they go on a reset once more. Chiku only being brought down to 40%, but TODAK already getting shredded to pieces by only a Grok. They don't really need to actually overcommit this, and they understood all too much. Chiku still on the push, so
Yes.
TODAK can get either one of these objectives.
Looks like Chiku just get initially taunted, but he has to back away. But now Lord is in the hands of TODAK. There's nothing they can do. They get a kill onto the Joe, but on the opposite side of the map, Selena did get the initial kill onto Chiku. This is going to be A-okay. They just need to push slowly. First Lord of the game, of the day for TODAK here. 3-11 score. TODAK are in the lead. They need to make this count.
I'm not too sure right now what 10 seconds Gaming Plus could possibly do, because they're pretty much under level at this point in time, and Chiku is that beast that's standing right before their eyes, and they could not even get anywhere close to actually finish them off without stacking at least 2 units or 3.
I think argument. Oh no, Papa, the Karaga armor is being broke. Obrian needs to block. They need to reset right now. They need to reset because 10 Seconds Gaming will be able to respond to the waves. They've cleared top, they've cleared middle. Now it's just the Lord. TODAK, they want to slow this down to allow Chiku to get there quicker, but 10 Seconds Gaming, they need to cut off rotation paths and quickly as possible destroy that Lord. E1. Every single time he is slowing down this wave. This is genius.
This is definitely a stroke of genius instead of luck. And here comes the Lord hitting down the bottom side here. Moon trying to suppress them with a little bit of that chunk of damage getting out. And here comes Ewan crashing right in as the Krupa is the first one to fall. And there goes Papa here defending real life. X-Ray tries to flicker out, but that will be a great catch coming from TODAK. And now Ewan getting surrounded, and there's only going to be Moon trying to spread them out with a mirror shower, and it's too little too late. 4 members taken down from the side of TODAK, and 10 seconds Game Plus hang on for dear life.
It was a risky 50-50 there, but 10 Seconds Gaming managed to come up on top. The Abyssal Arrow onto Chiku, stopping him getting the second and third shots of the Death Sonata. Made it actually a huge difference there because of a lot of the damage comes from both Moon as well as Chiku.
Yep, and looking at that fight, how they actually initiated was really hard to actually follow up to begin with. Let's have a look into the instant replay brought to you by U-Mobile. Look at that go. Like, they were in between and torn apart, split into 2, and there's nothing much that Moon can even do because she's so far away.
Yep, and look at Tomebo. Like, the thing is, he finds these angles, he gets chunked out. The last Insanity just clipped at the very edge. I mean, TODAK have to be so much more careful here when they play out their fights. They got a little too greedy to get that inhibitor. Yes, they did get it. However, they lost so many members, and now they have to wait for the second Lord. This is their last window to end the game before 10 seconds start catching up.
Well, we're already seeing them close up a little bit of that sort of the goal lead that they had. It was more than 10k goal difference, but here comes TODAK here, getting shredded for a little bit more. But TODAK does not have to worry all too much because there is his allies backing him up.
Yeah, agree. I definitely agree. But like, give it 2 more seconds, he would have died there. Masha is an absolute beast right now. Chiku just bought the Berserker's Fury. 10 seconds gaming. They're 7-8K behind actually, and that's what's scary because you're seeing like carries like Chiku picking up their big boy items, their final items to really set them apart from 10 second gaming. They need to land their damage. If they get caught by an Abyssal Arrow or a Last Insanity or maybe even Totaka in the back line and get one shot, it's over.
We've already seen Tomimo pulling off a lot of turnarounds and clutch moments throughout the entirety of the tournament. And now it's that late game where Selena, for some may say, it may not be as effective heading in towards early to mid game. But once those items are up, they're still pretty much lethal. And wow, Moon coming up with that meteor shower has already expended this. But Lord coming up within 22 seconds right here. They might just have to pick up this fight as we see the wall has been brought up.
Chiku's in trouble. The backline is dead. Oh wait, they actually turned it around. They actually turned it around. Chiku's alive, and now they're gonna continue the fight. They might actually win this. TODAK is already in front of them. They get 2. They've got their initial kill. 2 kills again. They're gonna break Obuyan's spirit, break his immortality, and now they're looking to end this game.
They are tearing down the Japanese side, and we saw them splitting half the map. That was a little bit way too much to actually handle for the Japanese team. And wow, they also went to chase down Moon, and they could not even get anywhere close to that. Papa now trying to actually keep TODAK members right here as X-Ray is soloing that Lord. And here comes Papa popping out the last insanity. Series is going to be charging at the back. They know that this is a lost cause. But the wall, the Great Barrier has been brought up. The immortality being bought there by Tang, and they have lost yet another Lord.
Oh my goodness, I can feel the ground shaking as the crowd is getting ready for the end game here. TODAK 10K ahead. 10-second gaming. I mean, they're getting their final few items, but this 50-50 is going to be everything as Lord is going to be walking up to that crystal.
Now looking at those items, I'm just fixating my eyes on Chiku because this guy here is possibly going to complete his very final item already in a span of 15 minutes.
Yeah, Rose Gold Meteor. He needs to ensure he doesn't die. I'm surprised he didn't go for something like Immortality, but he's like, no, no, no. I just need a shield. I can outplay them. I don't need the safety of an Immortality.
Yeah, he's definitely a little bit more bold. Yep, Chiku, as we speak of him, gets that Rose Gold Meteor, and to that have no other objective than to escort the Lord to finish off the game. Maybe break down the mid lane if they may, but 10 seconds gaming plus, they need to get prepared for this. One Abyssal Arrow lands onto the unit with Immortality. Doesn't really mean too much, but there's just so many safety net for TODAK as they have already gotten all the sort of lead that they get, and here comes the battle.
Suray, he's in trouble. Obuya gets to the backline. Moon is in trouble. He quickly uses the Winter Truncheon. They're making their way forward. Ninas, he's peeling them up, and Lord is in trouble. They lose mid-turret. Chiku sees the opportunity. Masha in the top side. He breaks it all the way through. He wants to get to the crystal. The Death Sonata chunking out Tomemo. They get a mega kill. They're walking in to win this game. TODAK take game 1.
What a perfect finisher on the side of TODAK here, as they are 1 game away to head in towards the next round. 10 seconds gaming plus, did not have any replies at all. We see this Masha on the top lane, the Ranger over a mid, Lord and the rest of it being escorted, and they've just got all it takes to take game 1.
Yeah, I am just, wow, that was a great game overall, and I think the biggest factor for all of them is the fact that they all had Flicker. Every single time someone was about to get caught, they had Flicker already, and they made sure they played a little bit safer around that. Usually Chang'e goes for, you know, sprint, but this time it's all about making the plays, all about repositioning. They understood that it looks like TODAK is ready.
Yeah, and we definitely see it in their eyes. The passion is burning, not only from them, from the fans as well. And wow, this might just be history being made, because the only team that has ever managed to defeat 10 seconds gaming plus was EVOS Legends, because the Japanese side has never lost a single matchup before heading into its M1. Now, look at this go. The highest GPN will definitely be Chiku right here. And look at the damage output coming from 10 seconds gaming plus, where the export did so much more damage, but it's not really much to compare with when it's 77k of damage being dealt by this Granger alone.
I definitely agree here. I think Chiku deserves this MVP more likely because it's not even with the help of his tanks kind of setting it up because there isn't much setup here. You really don't have anything to kind of work off of. You don't have the Kaja, you don't have a Gathot, you don't even have a Kufra to make sure that they are in one place so they can't get to you. He has to play by himself. He depends on Valir to kind of peel off for him. Grok kind of does the same thing, goes for that disruption, but there isn't anything to set up kills for. He just has to play on his own. And I think Chiku, holy cow, this kid is absolutely amazing.
I might just perhaps look for that sort of a Granger ban for 10 seconds gaming plus because this is way too much. This kind of reminds me of that MPL MYSG finals where it's either you got to snatch this pick away or just ban it away. And without a doubt, this is definitely Chiku here as the MVP of Game 1.
Yeah, I mean, holy cow, he played a mean Granger overall. High commendation to him. Fighting, farming, he barely pushes, he barely supports. 25% of total team gold earned. And I think they ended it with like, what, 49, 52k? 25% of that is absolutely too much gold on one person.
It's too much. You can basically, hey, I'm going to donate you some gold if you really need to, but of course you can't do that in Mobile Legends in that sort of sense.
Oh.
Now, wow, I just talk about this draft here on how they actually pick with that huge priority and they knew what to ban already. And especially on the red side, immediately locking down the key pick for E1. He got his Grok, he's a happy kid right there, and eventually they didn't even think twice on securing that Granger as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Whew, coming into this next game here, 10-second gaming, they have to kind of revamp the strategy because number one, that early game did not go well for them as much as they wanted to. They played around the Selena, the flickers got them out of pinch situations, the 50-50s sort of went both ways, to be honest, but it really came down to that scaling, and Granger just scaled so much better in comparison to that X-Borg.
Yeah, X-Borg, of course, had a little bit of that early game pressure. There was that one point that they dove in with the last insanity.
Yeah.
Almost getting first blood, though, and that's definitely the first time ever that I've seen 10 seconds gaming plus going in for those highlight reels. Speaking of highlight reels right here, let's head in towards this highlight where we saw early game, that first split happening over the bottom side. But I love the setup that was being done in the early phase in the top lane as well.
Yeah, and they were making sure TODAK was playing a strong game because they understand the fundamentals as well. I mentioned this during the regular season when they were in the MPL. They had strong fundamentals. They are an experienced team. They've been playing around competitions around Malaysia. And even online tournaments when they weren't in the MPL. So these guys have been, garnering, they've been in the hyperbolic time chamber for all this time to finally emerge as these legendary players. But 10 Seconds Gaming, on the other hand, did make a couple of blunders which made it so much easier for TODAK to get this game.
Yeah, and it's really hard for them to actually get caught out because they always move around as a unit. As we saw, they were stacked as 4. Look at even Chico. This is definitely that play of the game as he went in for the flicker, and even when the enemy did the same as well. That's just one shot, one kill right there. And this was, well, that moment where they thought that they could actually have it all by setting up this dive, but it was way too much and too huge of a distance for them to actually connect the dots to actually take down members of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. And they had a little bit of that breathing room, but Obuyan here, all he had was just to take down Chico right there. But even Sure built out that, so he had to give up his life while the rest of the members are chasing down one Changer.
Yeah, and I think here's where the problem becomes very apparent here because number one, the X-Borg, yes, it does a decent amount of damage at most, and yes, it is survivable. The Last Insanity is an extremely powerful spell. However, when it comes down, when you really break it down to DPS, he does not out DPS something like a Lunox or something like a Harith. Yes, he has a lot of AoE, but it just does not compare.
Yeah, it does not make the cut at all. So I do believe they need a different draft coming into the picture for game number 2 because they were lacking in damages. It's not that they can't fight at all. It's more like they needed more burst. They needed more damage output. They do have so many of all these great frontliners, but when you don't get ahead, when you don't really get enough that goal and you get starved out, then your tanks don't really mean too much anyways heading to the late game.
Yeah, especially when you're comparing like, oh, let's do DPS over a scale of time, you know? The longer the game goes, the more damage Xbox is going to deal. But however, when you have someone who scales like a Granger, it's like he's completely out DPSing you. Your AoE doesn't mean anything when we're running around the map, and I completely outrange you. So at what point do you say, hey, this isn't going to work anymore? That's the late game. And I think 10 Seconds Gaming need a revamp in terms of prioritizing, maybe putting Xborg into a fighter position and maybe securing themselves some scaling, because I think TODAK have proven that they are not going to be pushed over from an early game comp.
Yeah, we talk about that early game comp where 10 Seconds Gaming Plus definitely have that upper hand, but TODAK definitely proved this wrong and said, hey, as long as we stay together, as long as we know how to actually set up a counter engagement, then that will be possibly our game to take. And they did secure that game one in really great fashion. Now, of course, we're about to head into game two, and we're excited to break it down once more.
Yeah, but so far, I'm hearing that, you know, getting some information about a little couple of words that, you know, some insights into the thoughts and maybe, you know, the emotions that these players must be experiencing considering the pressure that's on their backs coming into something branded as, you know, M1 World Championship from MLBB. Let's have a look.
今回はまずグループ D で初戦がオニックフィリピンと戦うので、まずはそこで2連勝2回連続で勝ってそのままグループ D トップの成績で突破したいと思います。そして優勝を目指します。この日のために毎日朝は特訓モードで自分たちの練習を個人練習しております。それが結果につながると信じています。今回のグループ D ではまだあまり大会 MPL とかでは見てないロシアのチームがあるんですけれども、ロシアのチームは特殊なメタを使ってきます。トップに1人、ミドルルートに3人、ボットに1人、普通のインドネシアやフィリピンのメタと少し違うので、そこに気をつけたいと思っておりまして、であとはオニックフィリピン、こちらに対しては個人技術がもうトップレベル、そしてチームのドラフトが非常にうまいと思っています。で他のチームよりもうまいので、誰もオニックのドラフトには勝てないと思います。私たちを除いては。
Possibly the hardest working team of the entirety of the tournament. They start all their training from early all the way to the end, and they always come in prepared. But they were not really ready for what TODAK has brought on the table for that game one that we just witnessed. And now, back to the drawing board that they go. They even say that they take 2 months to draft out against teams like RRQ, teams like EVOS, and now they really got to make sure that they get back to basics and see what really works out against TODAK.
I mean, the hard work definitely is showing for the side of 10 Seconds Gaming. They come a long, long way to compete here at the M1, and I think TODAK is posing a great threat to that. They won't be going down without a fight, and I'm expecting them to draft to their strengths because they're getting pushed back into a corner. You can't play something that's a little 50-50. You have to play something that's comfortable, get it, bring it to a 1-1, and then look for that killing blow.
I feel like for the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, they are a lot more ready for that sort of a scaling comp. And now, back into the graph we go, as we'll see the Rovela 100% ban rate against the likes of 10 Seconds Gaming.
Yeah, a lot of respect coming out of 10 Seconds Gaming as well, because they're deciding, you know what, we're not going to deal with this Valir. Like, Ninas, you did a little too much work. We couldn't look for those engage because you kept on pushing us back. Too frustrating. Get it out of my face.
That's just the best way to put it in that sort of sense. And that's also that really huge pocket pick that TODAK goes for from time to time. Baxia being removed. Now, this is because of that group stage matchup where we saw them really having that Baxia running around, opening up croissants, and just tanking out so much of that damage. So with that They open up the Harif, but they will pick it up for themselves.
Yeah, and here, what's interesting is that Baxia is out of the picture. 10 Seconds Gaming are going to go for the X-Borg, and I think TODAK were ready to deal with that, as well as the Grok. High loss has been set up perfectly by TODAK. They could pick it up for themselves as, you know, a pretty decent tank does the job extremely well, and maybe set up with something else like a Kufra on top of it.
Well, I really like how you actually process it so well, because they ban out the Baxia, which is a great possible counter pick to that Masha as well, that high loss as well. Now, back towards the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus real soon after they lock this pick in.
Lilia. Ooh, it's a Lilia against Harith matchup, which again, it is pretty dicey because Lilia needs to play at a much higher level to land the abilities compared to Harith, where he just has to spam a lot of buttons to kind of get ahead in terms of that DPS. But TODAK have to make a decision. Do they want to get rid of high loss here? Because they've kind of revealed what they have on the table, but instead they're going to ban out the carry. What could they be setting up for?
They're setting up for the Granger to be opened up again, but 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, of course, they need to find a different sort of option. They can't really go in with that sort of a Claude because it's really hard for them to even dive a Harif or to actually commit to facing off with that Kufra as well. So one last ban for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. This might be their very final game. Instead, they ban off the Kimmy, which means that they might just want to take that Granger for themselves, but instead locking onto the Cho. So TODAK here, they still got what they want, so they could still go for it.
Yeah, so far they're flexing the Cho because they're not entirely sure what to do. I don't think the Kimmy ban was necessary. They could have banned anything else to kind of limit the pool, but I think they're just saying like, hey, we know you're not going to pick up Kimmy anytime soon. We don't feel like Kimmy is going to be that great for you. Therefore, let's open up the pool a little bit more, because we banned something out like a Claude. We're forced to either pick up Granger or Kimmy, which might not be in their comfort zone. Hayabusa being the pick. You mentioned it before. That assassin, even though you have that fighter, this is looking to be a 1-3-1.
1-3-1 formation, like you said. Akai being brought in as well. So I'm looking back at 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. How are they supposed to respond to this? Are they supposed to pick up a marksman right here, which I don't really feel is the best of options? Or is it locking in that house? I thought that it will be a double Dage composition for 1 cent, but this looks to me to be a little bit better, scaling it towards the late game in this sort of way. But which that actually means it's down to the export as well as Lilia to actually force out all these damages output that we just saw.
I don't like it. I don't like it, and here's why. Kaja is open. They decided to go for the high loss. He's going to take Revitalize, and Nunas on his Akai is going to push him out of the zone. We've seen RRQ do it in Group A. We've seen it happen multiple times whenever someone brings out the high loss and it gets punished. So personally, if they play their cards right and they execute perfectly, I think TODAK can get ahead in terms of just the sheer draft alone. However, we're talking about perfect execution. They have a much more mechanically heavy comp.
Well, mechanically heavy means that they need to put on their A game, and it's now or never. We see them possibly on their wits' end already, as TODAK has drafted so well in a way that they stole a lot of their key picks away from 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. And even that Hayabusa pick is something that 10 Seconds Gaming Plus did fall back to. So this gives them that sort of the question where, okay, now that we've already lost out some of all these things that we played before or are comfortable at playing, they also have things that are a lot more DPS in that sort of sense, with Lunox being opened up. But we know that it may not be the best option, but it was also reliable. But instead, going for that Halas right here, which means that they just really want to outlast every one of these members of TODAK in every battle.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Outlasting is going to be tough because, like, each one of the... what's really difficult is that they have Harith. Number one, Harith is going to be an absolute monster. The question is whether TODAK can execute really, really well, because it's kind of on... It's kind of on TODAK to make the first move, to engage, to look for these opportunities, while 10 Seconds Gaming, they don't mind kind of sitting back, relaxing, kind of looking for these side lanes to get these pickoffs on their assassins, and as well as their fighters like Masha or even Hayabusa, because if they can punish them, they're running out of win conditions here.
That's right, and I would definitely say TODAK's side looking really solid. They have what it takes. They have the damage output. And now it's time for them to just show it to the world. Show it to the Malaysian fans right here that they deserve to be here rightfully to claim the M1 throne.
Oh, this game is going to be exciting here. One game away from victory and one game away from losing for the side of 10 Seconds Gaming. I mean, I can't imagine. This is why I'm not a player. I don't think I can deal with that kind of pressure on my back.
I can't take that sort of a heartbreak anyways. And I love both teams, but at the end of it all, we might have to say goodbye to either one of these sides. And now, 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, not ready to say goodbye yet, as they are fighting for their last chance, fighting for the spot to take the crown. M1 World Championship 2019 here is what it is, as we are looking at the potential push over the top side here. Obuyan as well as Tamibo already at the proxy wave on the top side.
Very good lane management coming in from both sides here. We can see that, you know, 10 Seconds Gaming realizing they have a slight advantage because you have two scaling compositions that take some time. Oh no, they're in trouble. They're quickly flickering out of there. The buff has been stolen. They have to walk away here, but still no first blood. And Moon hasn't been able to hit that level 2. That's going to be huge. 10 Seconds Gaming going for a very greedy play. They want all the buffs.
And we're looking at 10 Seconds Gaming playing their signature way of just raiding everything as they go. But Papa here already spotting out that group rep, walking right in, and Tamibo, Obuya, Sure will leave nothing behind.
This is disgusting because they are punishing TODAK's level 1. They knew they had the stronger level 1, and now they basically forced them out of level 4. They're going to be so far behind the EXP. Papa, he's taking a bit of damage and taking the brunt of it, but he doesn't mind. He knows his team is getting ahead.
It's honestly not too shabby in the sort of way that they know that TODAK could not really commit to that full push, as some of these guys are chasing in. Moon soaking a little bit way too much of the damage, as we see this tankiness coming out from Tamibo as well as Obuya. They're going for the dive, and boom goes Last Insanity Pop, and 10 Seconds Game Plus takes first blood.
Great, and no, they might get one more in return. They might trade 2 for 1 for 1. Sure goes down to Haibu, says Oki, shadow kill. Great response from TODAK, because I thought 10 Seconds Gaming were going to get away with that. Looking at Moon, he's only level 3.
I thought so as well, but you know, he actually hung around way too long, right under the noses of the tower, and well, that definitely deserves a little bit punishment in that sense.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Now, Chiku, he's getting ahead. We've seen Chiku carry games before. Can he do it one more time on something that is a little bit out of the play style? Oh, he's a turtle. It has been slain. He's going down. E1. He's going to make it away, but he's going to die. He hits level 4. It's not going to be enough. 10 Seconds Gaming continue to build that advantage.
Well, they're getting back the momentum that you used to have, and with that sort of a righteous pathway being opened up, TODAK sets it up with the way of the dragon, and now there's nothing left to do for Chiku.
That was a nasty catch. Flickers forward, instantly goes for the way of the dragon. Perfect pixel, perfect distancing. Moon, so little, so far away, finally hits level 4.
It's so mechanical as well. Not many would actually opt to do that. It's either they talk about, oh, setting up the Shunpo or Jikundo to actually get that knockup in, but even if you get that knockup, your enemies can still try to actually flicker away in the sort of sense, but that was definitely a huge commitment from 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, as we see a little bit of that movement into the bottom side. They already have the Dark Root, so that Lydia can dive anytime she wants.
Yeah, they're playing top to bottom here. We can see 10 Seconds Gaming, they have 4 of their members actually down on the bottom side, but looking at the battle spells, 2 revitalizers coming from 10 Seconds Gaming. They want to team fight all the time.
They also have Purify on that Lydia as well, so that's extra safety net for them. Chiku as well as E1 will be able to secure that buff over the top side here, as we see Sure joining in as well, spotting out the Nas as well as E1. Here comes Obuya in the middle, and Tamibo trying to actually take down E1. E1 being forced to flicker away, and now they are looking to catch out Ninas.
Oh, 1000 Pounder actually making out. Obuya should be able to pick this up. Oh, forcing out the flicker. He should die to the Guardian's barrier here. When it comes back up, Power Nature should secure the kill. Rest of the team on the bottom side. Chiku is in trouble. He's trying to outplay this, but Tamibo is just so far ahead. Papa might go down to X-Ray here. X-Ray gets the solo kill down bot side.
Not too sure what really went down, but it was a full commitment coming from Papa, which should not really happen. But here comes Moon, being bullied away by the rest of 10 Seconds Gaming Gaming Plus with
Oh
that
my.
finisher from TODAK.
Moon is not having a great game this time round. Like, yeah, last game he was doing great. Now it's just kind of like, ooh, I am getting punished.
Like, this is usually the ones that punish people, as we see. Oh, E1 right here, already getting caught up for the second time coming. He gets knocked over the wall, but it doesn't really mean all too much, as Tomibo, alongside with the highlights, will be able to pull him right back. And that might just be the next one to fall, but he should be able to actually soak in some damage anyways.
Oh my goodness, this is domestic abuse. Let 10 seconds, let TODAK play the game, man. Let Moon walk up. E1 as well, getting punished. He can't walk up anymore. Even when he tries, he gets insta-locked down.
Well, I'm not too sure. TODAK now don't really have that clear idea anymore. They're losing objectives after objectives. TODAK with an OG challenge kill. Big
Oh! That was so good! They go back in Chico. Actually, I hope there is a replay of this. Obuyan might be going down, and the rest of the team goes through. Sure goes in with the Law and Order, locks down E1. He goes down. Nanas is the next to fall, and Papa is here to clean it up.
I just love replies after replies. Blow for blow they go, and Surrey alongside with Tomibo secures that mid lane tower. X-Ray getting on a chase against Papa as well. But wow, let's talk about that Hayabusa right there, because Chiku went in for the smooth moves. And speaking of smooth moves, here Moon won't be able to actually take the way that's our buff as Tomibo steals it off.
It was so smart because he initially used the shadow, the quad shadow. The moment it touches your opponent, it locks onto him and creates 3 other shadows. He quickly dashes to the closest one instead of the one on top of him, uses the OK shadow kill, waits for it, goes right back in, throwing the shurikens and securing the kill onto that show. The patience from this man.
And it was the perfect play. Like, even in the heat of the moment, usual players would just button mash by then and like, you know, screw it, I'm just gonna be dead anyways. But he still made it out with at least a consolation prize.
Yeah, so well done. But let's see how 10 Seconds Gaming want to abuse their lead. Chiku might be in a little bit of trouble. TODAK putting quite a bit of damage in there. Chiku is playing the running game.
Oh,
he gets hit by the wild charge. Okay, Shadow Kill to dodge the abilities. He goes out with the quad shadow. He's dancing around. He's dancing with the stars.
Oh.
Chiku goes back. He gets locked out. TODAK was waiting for that quad shadow. E1 is going to join him in the grave.
Make no mistakes, that's the bottle on 10 Seconds Gaming right here. They've already waited for him long enough, and Moon now being caught out by himself. There's no way he could possibly actually get this sort of kill. But Papa turning around with that Dark Boot as well. But
He dashed into the gloom. He dashed into it. He just needed to wait for half a second longer. Well played. But right now, 10 Seconds Gaming is not letting TODAK play the 1-3-1 that they initially thought they would get ahead with, because they're pulling pressure to the bottom side, they're rotating to the mid side, but they still have strong wave clear, which is making it difficult for TODAK to actually get that pressure. Not to mention, they're one of their bigger win conditions, Harith, is supposed to be putting the pressure in the mid. He can't do it no more.
yeah, and we can evidently see the immense pressure that was created, like you said, and with that sort of pressure that they have, 10 Seconds Gaming Plus could easily open up that turtle. And now the next objective would definitely be that Lord, and I don't see any reason how TODAK could even get anywhere close for the current time being. But that Masha is definitely creating some space for the top side though.
Yeah, they need to keep doing this. That's the problem. They don't have a choice. They're just going to try and wave clear as much as they can. Masha is going to have to deal with TODAK one more time in the top side, and he needs to win this 1v1. He's under turret. He's starting to put damage into TODAK, who has an immortality. I don't think he can win this, though.
Oh, you're doubting him for a little bit, but here it comes. That's going to be immortality maybe pop, as well as the Diamond Force being utilized by Moon. That will be a takedown here, as they did not expect the Harif coming from the back.
Great play coming in from Moon. There to secure. They got the kill, and they relieved themselves a lot of pressure. The siege has been broken on the mid side. They don't take any turrets. 10 Seconds Gaming come out with a loss. Chiku clears up the mid wave. This is so smart.
And it's not only the first wave, this is the second wave that Chiku has cleared out as well. So he's definitely yoinking every single sort of these minions from arriving in towards the mid lane, resetting the tempo. And now TODAK finally found that reason to come back up online.
I have never seen a team do this before. Oh no, X-Ray is in trouble. He needs to pull himself out. He goes down straight away, but Nanas trying to make the play. Blocks out Omuya. Glorious pathway coming in from the high loss just to scare him off.
Oh, now that was nasty as we see this ninja here. The Tiku will be breaking, switching over on side of TODAK. And TODAK here, they have so much to lose in that sort of sense, but they are still trying to actually take down that Cho, while E1 all by himself, Flicker being popped out as well. He does not have the safety net of an immortality, so he cannot afford more mistakes. But X-Ray did get taken down, and here comes the Lord that we spoke about, and 10 Seconds Gaming Plus are already getting themselves that head start.
Yeah, I mean, they can't contest it at all. You can see that Chiku on the top side of the map, he just wants to push this out. But again, TODAK might need to throw their bodies just to slow them down. Yes, that's what you got to do. Don't let them get this Lord. Buy more time. TODAK is already running to the top side. It's a 3v4 on the bot side of the map. Lord, can it be stolen away? Here it comes. Lord has been slain by Grok. 10 Seconds Gaming now turn on to Nanas, who tries to get on out of there. Top side is under siege. I think they've broken it out. TODAK is going to go down. He dies, but they have netted themselves Lord. That's not too bad.
Not too bad of a trade as we're looking at E1 here.
E1?
Oh, not
E1?
really moving. Not too sure what's really going on. He's just waiting for a time, stalling it out as we see 10 Seconds Gaming Plus will possibly have to let him fall. And he's just buying time, just trying to negate the Lord from marching forward, but not really the sort of risk that you should be taking, though.
No, I think this could actually work, because now he's bought some time for the rest of the team to clear out the other waves that have been empowered by Lord, and now they can pull back. Masha just cleared it. Now she's going for their tier 2. If she can break this,
Whoa,
and reset, she's got it. She's got it. X-Ray, he's got it. He's going to go back. Top side is under siege. They're playing the 1-3-1 so well. They're pulling back Lord. Oh my God.
I just could not believe that is so dirty, but it works so well. TODAK here have no replies whatsoever. They tried time and time again to bring down this matchup, but the rest of the team are looking in the mid lane. Diamond Fox being used up as well. Moon trying to actually run away. Suri trying to lock him on his track. Papa coming from the back as well. The leader going on a chase, and here comes Hurricane Death and towards this battle here. Relegating onto the wall. And it's Chico! Oh, Chico coming in as well. That's a killing spree from the leader, but Papa gets shredded down. Chico won't be able to hold him down for dear life, and Chico is gonna be bringing them, melting them away. TODAK here, looking for the victorious run as they bring down 4 of these members. 10 Seconds Gaming Plus.
Oh my God. I'm gonna crap my pants, man. They did it. They did it. They broke it through after they're playing from behind, and they're looking to knock on death's door. They're bringing it to tier 2. They're going for another kill. TODAK has to make this work. He needs to clear it out. Chiku goes out. He still has the immortality. They're not going to break the inhibitor this time round. But 10 Seconds Gaming, I think they have definitely underestimated just the 300 IQ coming out of TODAK to kind of play the map. Both sides are not giving up.
The smartest of the pack going against each other, and now they really gotta take a breather right now, because we cannot even fathom in that team fight, because we lost our brains right there, right then, and we thought, hey, it was all about the split push, and we did not see that sort of flank coming on the way. When Chico arrived, everyone just got deleted.
I have never seen the team think this far about minion wave management. This is actually so smart. E1 dying on top side has just netted his team an absolute free fight. I don't think people understand how important E1's time on the top side costed them. Oh my God.
And that is the next level play, the next level setup that we did not expect. I doubted him because, like,
for sure,
hey,
it's like, why are you dying there?
Like, you're giving things away, and with one AFK Kufra, you thought, hey, that's easy free kill right there for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. Yes, indeed. But what comes next was definitely unexpected.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable indeed. And Chiku, you might have missed it that he actually pulled the first wave, but the second wave, he was still there.
It as well.
Like, we thought it was only for one go, and like, yeah, you can take that all you want, but boy, it stopped some of all these aggro that's supposed to crash towards the side of the members of TODAK. So with that the side of 10-6 Gaming Plus, they have lost so much pressure just because of these attempts.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I need to know who called the technical pause here because the meme is alive. The TODAK pause continues.
Well, looks to me it might just be members of TODAK right here. It's like, you know, some lag, I assume.
Well, I don't think it's TODAK. I don't know who called the technical pause, but it's just the fact that there is a technical pause that makes this even funnier. I mean, we were talking about this in the backstage. Even production, even some of the fans is like, is there going to be a TODAK pause this time around? Because clip it, there was.
You know, like, it's just fate, you know, like, it's just fate that some of these guys will have to accept that there might just be a little bit of hiccups in between, but they will not make that hinder them as we will get back into this epic matchup. 10 seconds Gaming Plus. They might have the higher kill volumes right here. They might have gotten back the lead that they have, but wow.
Just look at the gold, dude. Look at that gold. It doesn't really matter too much because they've evened it out finally after being so far behind. They actually caught back up into the game. They bought enough time for Lord to spawn, and by the time Lord spawns, they're going to be basically even with 10 Seconds Gaming. Now, 10 Seconds Gaming have one window. They're going to hit their next couple of items. Moon just bought his Holy Crystal. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's still doable.
Definitely doable. Now, E1, the most selfless tank that we've ever seen. Tomibo getting chunked down to 50%. That's just what half he could possibly do. Chiku didn't really fully commit, but here comes Wade the Dragon trying to bring down X-Ray once again. X-Ray is the key component, bringing everything together into peace for TODAK. As we see TODAK, of course, forcing out one
Buy
righteous
time.
glory.
X-Ray just has to run. Run, boy, run. You need to buy one time for your team. Chico on the top side. He's going to go for that clear. The rest of the team is rotating around.
Home run.
They're keeping control. Saray is run out. They finally turn. They're turning back on the side. Moon's in trouble. He gets hit by the initial bouncing ball, but the rest of the team pulls back, and now they get to breathe one more time. Chico is alive. Tomibo just used the last insanity. This might be a call for TODAK to maybe pull something out of here and get 10 Seconds Gaming while they're on their backs.
Well, now a little bit of push and pull. 1 second to the Lord, and the Masha is already at the camp, just waiting for the Lord to arrive. And this Lord might just be the game here as we see 10 seconds forcing their way across the fray as Suray's already in trouble. Righteous Pathway has already been opened up by the high loss as we see the Nuts being in the front line here, popping right back as well. E1 as well, Suray here trying to go for blow for blow, looking for X-Ray, and now they burn him down instantly and then things around. 10 seconds game left, losing members, double kill for the Masha. They're going in, then over top side. It is being opened up with Chiku trying to actually defend, then push it all the way. The ball is inside. They are opening up. And there's not enough minutes. It's so close.
They're playing the split push really well. TODAK is still playing to their game plan. They know 10 Seconds Gaming are only strong when they are together. They are playing the macro game to perfection. Chiku can solo this. Technically, you would want Masha to do it, but X-Ray is already dead, so he has to compensate here, but he doesn't have enough damage to do this fast enough. He needs space from his team. Lilia and Tataka are coming into the backside. Moon, they're holding their way. Chiku wants to make this happen. He goes into the shaggy. Okay, shadow kill. Winter, Truncheon, pop up. He goes down. He still has black shoes. He can make this turn around. Papa, he's dead. They find a good catch, and TODAK is coming back. They've evened out the score, 46 to 46K.
Seems like they might just have to pull off a white flag right here on that Lord because they could not chase in anymore. But the expert here still wants the last hurrah. He wants to find a way to snatch it off, and he does have the retribution already. And here we go. Lord being snatched up by TODAK here, and it's high time. Ready to go, baby. Tomibo does have the immortality.
Let him go. There's no need to force this out. Now, this is 10 Seconds Gaming opportunity to punish TODAK. Now that Lord is pushing through, they can deal with the split push because they can hold on to that crystal. You can take everything away from 10 Seconds Gaming, but as long as that crystal stands, they are the more dominant force in team fights.
Yes, indeed. And they have definitely dominated from mid-game hours with those genius plays that we just saw. And I did like Obuyan pushing the wave all the way towards the top side because he knows if the Lord were to come up, it will be marching over the top lane. So now it's TODAK's challenge to balance things off and hoping that these minutes can possibly come in at the right time. And if they can manage all these sort of macro plays so well, it shouldn't be too hard for TODAK to pull this one off.
Now Lord is knocking on their door. Let's see if they can break an inhibitor. TODAK still playing. They're not forcing out the fight just yet. 10 Seconds Gaming building up to a big fight. Force has been popped on the top side of the map. Masha has finally broken down. Tomemo is taking an okay shadow kill to the face. Obuya is in trouble. He's going down. And Sure taking more of the brunt of the damage. Glorious pathway. They defend against Lord. Tomemo trying to get around. Lilia getting with Gloom. And then continue. They want the crystal. Chico's holding on. They don't have a wave. They have to pull back. They're going to be A-okay. And this is what I talked about. 10 Seconds Gaming not going to be going down.
Whoa! There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The perfect defense being displayed by 10 Seconds Gaming. Still hanging on. And I am losing my voice here, Gideon. We are just going down to a 20-minute game.
I can't. This is heart-wrenching for me. I love having a Malaysian representative, but 10 Second Gaming is also playing so well. I might just fail No Nut November right here, right now, but overall...
I'm gonna fill it with you.
Now you've made it weird. Now it's weird. But overall, 10 Seconds Gaming, their defense is on point. They know they win these team fights. TODAK just has to open up the map a little bit more to find that window to really break the crystal.
Now we're seeing Sure, of course, clearing things up, but X-Ray alongside with Chiku there, overcommitted for no apparent reason. Now played up this brand in the hands of X-Ray as if this Masha is not hard-hitting enough. It's going to be even worse as we see that force push over the top side here. And that's going to be less than 80 seconds for another Lord, possibly the final one that we need to see.
Now we can at least take a breather here to kind of really analyze what's going on, because we know for a fact 10 Seconds Gaming, they want to stick together to take these bigger fights. Now Lord is a huge objective. Oh wait, TODAK, he's in trouble. He kicks away X-Ray. X-Ray is low, but he doesn't have enough damage. He doesn't scale. He has to flicker out of there. He's going to be A-okay, but Chiku again, this is what I'm talking about. TODAK, what, E1? E1? Excuse me. Chiku is in trouble now. The rest of the team is going for a recall. If they get caught out, this could be it.
Oh, Diamond Force being utilized as well. TODAK still have the immortality, but here comes Obuya now, trying to actually set a tempo there, breaking that wall up. Great Barrier will not possibly let this Masha run as freely as we saw her in the earlier phases. Now, a little bit of a reset going in once more. 20 more seconds here as we see a little bit more blue headed towards this graph.
Oh my goodness. 10 Seconds Gaming here. They have to play the macro well now. They just netted themselves a huge win killing E1 because Lord is going to be spawning around the same time E1 just walks out of base, which gives them a little bit of an opportunity to punish somebody. Nenas is not going to be the target of choice, but they need to clear up that waves, kind of make sure TODAK don't have that particular win condition of that pushing lane so that they can take Lord safely. But X-Ray, he's not going to have any of that.
Wow, X-Ray here walking all the way, and
he's going to absorb all the waves.
This is a very daring attempt. And they are trying to actually bring back every single member of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, risking his own life. But X-Ray walks out of it alive with the flicker, and here comes Obuya coming into this battle here. Dinas can't get it all, and that will be the Panda Akai, still alive, and now he does have immortality, so he's going to get a little bit harder. E1 possibly hopping right in. Now Ball connects, and Sure being stopped on his tracks as well with the time space being utilized. Uchi Shadow kill will not be used now. And now here comes the chase, a little bit of fight coming in at the back, but there will be the Masha getting a little bit of space over.
He's going to be in trouble. They're going to have to pull back. Nobody dies just yet. This is like the beginning of the game where nobody could get that initial first blood. Now, Moon, he has to pull backwards. Oh, my goodness. I think the next fight, we're going to see literally 3 Zaman forces before the game even ends. But X-Ray soloing the Lord. They're doing such great rotations for the side of TODAK. This is absolutely amazing. But 10 Seconds Gaming, they've caught whiff of it.
There's still the Hayabusa over the bottom side as well. Now let's have our eyes fixated on towards what's really going down on the bottom side. Well, let's forget about that for a little bit more because it's still this Lord for the taking for either sides, which will, I dare say, the decider. Even if 10 Seconds Gaming Plus will get this Lord, then they could
Agreed.
easily turn this fight around. And now, here we go.
Tomemo, he just got checked out. He didn't get to use the last insanity. This might be the call. They're pulling through. They're splitting up to the side lanes. They're keeping control. X-Ray is putting some damage into Surrey. Not going to be doing much. E1's in trouble now. He's going to get caught out. The rest of the team needs to respond. Do something with this pressure. E1 is not going down. Moon, he's back in. His Diamond Force should be coming up real soon. Chrono dashes forward, doesn't get the stun. They pull back. Again, the Tickle Fest continues.
We are seeing both sides being a little bit invincible at this point in time, with so much of all these defensive items being stacked up. Even Papa has the immortality in that sort of sense. So you have Dark Woods, which is already annoying enough, and now TODAK just tickling the Lord for a little bit more. They know they just need to find 10 seconds gaming plus to have all 5 members to commit, but there's always that Cho over the back safeguarding the crystal, and here comes Moon committing into this.
Diamond Force being popped already. Tomemo taking quite a bit of the damage. Obuya is still doing a-okay. The last insanity still up for the both of them. Bottom side, Akai is actually making a play. Obuya going through with the Wild Charge. They just found their win condition. They killed the side laner. They're rotating back up. They need to make something happen here. TODAK are walking back up. It's a 1-for-1 trade. They're still holding their ground. TODAK need to kind together. Moon is going to get Papa by himself. He takes him out. The Revitalize is not going to be there. It's not going to be enough. Papa with the Truncheon. He goes down. He has no ultimate. They're pulling back through. They want to end this game right here, right now.
The end of the minutes.
He's going to go. He has the minions.
And there we go. Moon trying to finish off the final blue, but Surrey way too tanky. It's going to be real tough for him. But Moon with another shield. They're going to turn this one around. Moon with enough damage, and he will slice, dice, and shred down 10 seconds game plus to only 3 members left.
Oh my goodness. I now realize why I missed less than 2-minute fights. Why I don't like 2-minute fights. It is a long shout, but my goodness, nobody profits off of this situation. We're back to square one.
Back to square one indeed. And even Tataka is already going in for that very final item right there. Thunder Belt? Okay.
Might as well, right?
Let's bring that in as well. Buy all your potions. Get this one all stacked up. And we even see Hayabusa finishing off Malefic Row in that sense. So gold does not matter. Gold really does not matter at this point.
Absolutely.
It's just about taking that game, or perhaps that Lord.
Who is going to make the play first? I think both sides really don't want to commit all in, and that's why the fight dragged for so long. They're just waiting for the right conditions to happen. But once they realized that Tataka actually died on the bottom side, he was able to clear the minions off before they could end the game, because they had 2 members bottom side for the side of TODAK. Moon just needs to kind of buy time and peel for the rest of his team. E1 is just so freaking tanky.
This definitely goes down in my history book as the best game so far. At the very least.
Hands down, I agree with you.
Best game. This is not even the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. That will happen tomorrow, but this already feels like it. And the crowd getting so focused right here. They really want to check out what's going to happen next. E1 just hopping right at the back. Tomebo slowly opening things up, but look at the pressure mounting towards the bottom side. We have Moon, Chiku, as well as Ninas here, just waiting for a little bit of a misstep. Once they know if they do catch out that Chow, if they do kill off that Chow, which means they do have that Lord for the taking.
Yeah, and 10 Seconds Gaming, they're forced to respect TODAK here in every move. They can't really force out the fight because there isn't an objective big enough on the map, which causes them to kind of go into a bigger team fight. And here we go, the next game pause already in.
Well,
let the memes continue.
I don't mind that. Like, give them a break. Give us a little bit of a break here.
I'm sweating, dude.
I'm pretty sure if you were to be pressing hundreds of buttons in that sort of the amount of time, then you really gotta think for a second right here. I don't care if it's technical pause or if it's intentional pause just to drink water. They need it. They really do need it. Because I myself am sweating at how close this game is. And 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, they know they needed to book this ticket to the next round.
Truly, both of these teams are top-tier competitors. At the end of the day, whoever gets knocked out and whoever moves on, honestly, both of them are champions in my heart at this point.
Yes, and every one of them champions in their respective region, or you could say finalists at the very least. And now,
There it is!
This is the meme that we talk about. TODAK pause.
Yes! Oh, thank God for the crowd to actually have it. I mean, it's in their defense, technically TODAK doesn't call the pause sometimes, but still it's funny because they've already made the name there, so even if the enemy team decides to do the pause, it's still just as funny.
Oh yeah, and you know, like back in the Malay dictionary, like ikan paus means will, like paus. Like the Malays like to say, oh, pause gaming, like okay, will gaming. That is like, oh, they even meme it like, oh, that's our sort of meta that we'd like to actually bring into the MPL. And look, they brought it so far as the grand finals. Oh my wa no shinderu.
Oh
that sort of pickup
no!
of Hayabusa.
Oh no! You're already. I love the memes. I love the memes. I'm waiting for someone to do a JoJo meme real soon. Like if
JoJo
someone pulls
meme?
up a JoJo meme, like I'm done. I can die happy already.
I mean, we just really gotta wait longer. If there's gonna be a real long pause, then maybe you might just see your JoJo meme coming in. So now it might just be heading into the game once again. So water break is over, guys. So it's time for us to see who manages to snatch this lot away. So even though it's being left up wide for the taking, they know that it's too huge of a risk, because if they were to try to attempt the Lord right now, it means that it's a full commitment towards the team fight here.
Yeah, this could be soul-crushing. The next fight is so dependent on who makes a better play. Immortality being bought by X-Ray once more. Looks like the cooldown has been finished. They need to see how they want to play this out. Topside, Tomebo is getting a pick onto E1. But again, we've seen this happen time and time again. Moon comes to his rescue to turn this around because nobody has the hard CC to deal with him. Salmon Force is being popped out. Tomebo forced to use the last Insanity into the backline. And now the rest of TODAK want to make something happen.
Whoa.
Akai, no, this is a fight. Moon's in trouble. He actually goes down. The Immortality is popped out. Literally kills him off. And now 10 Seconds Gaming, they have an advantage. They have a chance to actually push into Lord.
And now they're looking to actually absorb a little bit more pressure here, trying to actually take down the Nats, but he's way too tanky for the likes of members of 10 Seconds Gaming plus Tomebo, slowly regaining that armor as well with that little bit of lifesteal that he has. Still chasing over Panda, which possibly could even go extend for now. TODAK now 1v1 against X-Ray. They got what they needed, and OG Shadow Kill heading in. Chico here still causing some pain, but now he will be taken down, and wow, here comes Lord for the taking for 10 Seconds Game Plus. But look what we have. We still have Fufra waiting in lines, as well as Akai. These are the only two members, the only hope for TODAK to actually steal this one away. Suray spots him out, trying to actually chunk down the HP. It might just be it. So it's time for us to see whether or not they commit to this, and 10 Seconds Game Plus will possibly secure this one, as they've already chased away the rest of the members of TODAK. And now, the final Lord might just be the final one.
They need to buy time for the rest of the team to kind of spawn, do the exact same thing like how they did in the defense, cut the waves, look for pressure, make it happen, because this is 10 Seconds Gaming's chance. On the opposite side for 10 Seconds Gaming, they need to protect their waves. They need to sit with Lord. They might be able to force it out, and I think honestly, it might even come down to a base race.
Well, I think it should come down to that base race, and all they have to do is to make sure that bottom wave will be cleared all the way to at least the midpoint, because they know Masha is already waiting in lines. Then, as I speak of it, they are already heading towards that point, as we mentioned. Another potion for the side of Tomebo, and now let it begin as that Lord slowly soaks up that top lane. It's X-Ray here doing all those dirty work, and even the Way of the Dragon has been suspended just to hold him for a little while. But here comes Shiku in the mid lane as well. Four members.
Yes, the OK Shadow Kill. Oh, he goes down. The Immortality has been broken. He tries to quad Shadow well, but he still goes down. One member, 10 Seconds Gaming. This is it. It's their time to shine, and they're looking to get an advantage. Nanas is going down.
There we go. 10 Seconds Game Plus gets their second kill in a row. Opens up the mid lane. They don't need to care whether their speed is or not. They're looking to beat down the fan favorites and silence the crowd here, as they are forced to take this fight here. Opuya dropping low. They might just finish him off. There is still the Immortality here. mortality does not even matter as they go in for that mega kill. Now,
E1 has to sacrifice his life here. He needs to throw his body in there just to get to the wave. He's being blocked. Moon, he's trying to make it happen. He's turning it around, but again, he's not able to do it. He gets the Tyrant's Ranch into Tyrant's Rage to clear the wave off. He might have just saved his
there's
team.
no time left.
There's no minions. There's no minions. Top side, the minions are just pulling through. They are really low. No, they still have one. They've done it. 10 seconds gaming after the pause, bringing it to a 1-1. Oh boy, this is gonna go to a game 3.
Wow, what a series this is. And 10 seconds gaming plus here ties the knot. And not only that, they want to seal their fate. They want to make it all the way. Look at the Japanese fans in the crowd waving the fact of 10 seconds gaming plus. And we are definitely a huge family in Asiata Arena.
Oh boy, I'm surprised these guys were able to play for so long. I didn't expect their games to go this long. They're asking for water just to kind of get a breather into this game. We are sweating here, but we still have one more game to go.
That is the most heated game I've ever seen the entire career that I was casting Mobile Legends. It doesn't come down as close as this because we saw the side of 10 seconds gaming plus. They did have that early lead in the game, and then teamfights after teamfights, they looked really convincing. But TODAK had that next level strat, which came up without anyone suspecting, where Chiku stealing waves after waves, Kufra being so selfless in this play. He did not get a single kill in this entirety of this matchup, but he was the one who was basically being the nuisance towards the side of 10 seconds gaming, and TODAK also had the Masha pushing through the bot side. So that split push was so effective, rendering all these members of 10 seconds gaming plus to actually go on a pause.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that because of the technical issues, it gave them a little bit of time to really think about how to adapt to it. And it took 20 full minutes into the game before they realized, okay, we need to stop this. How do we stop this? We kept adapting. Who are the members we need to kind of send down to the bottom side to protect themselves? And now let's look at the stats. Holy cow!
Wow, look at all these damage being brought in, and of course, highest GPM is none other than Chiku. So that's just 2 games in a row with him absorbing the most goal of the game. But look at the amount of damage being put by the Lilia though. And this is one pick that we also saw that they utilized back in the group stages, in the playoffs as well. If you forgot to ban it, this is one mage that Team Japan here, 10 seconds gaming plus, will definitely pull in with one of the biggest ones. But wow, even Harif here, who did so many of those Salmon Forest dances, dashing in and out with the Chrono Dash, could not possibly find that foothold to keep himself alive.
Yeah, and that's what's really, really scary about the composition coming in from, especially from 10 Second Gaming, because they have options to kind of lock him down. They have, you know, Totaka on the Cho with that kick alone could secure them the kill. They have the Law and Order. It's just a point and click. He just needs to get to his face, because when you're that late into the game, everything is going to kill you.
Oh, I definitely would agree. And I don't even know, like, we saw so many times. There's so many of that battle happening towards the bomb side just because of that Masha as well as X-Ray there with that push. And like you said, everything can kill by then. But except for the Kufrado, 0 kills throughout the entire team. But it doesn't really matter because that sort of team fight that he set up with those Tyrant Rages was pretty perfect as well, especially towards minute number 14 onwards. Every single time you see he was in the middle of the pack, making sure that the Harif stays alive. But once that Harif falls, then TODAK have a problem.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue. Like, you know, TODAK are looking to play their own strategy. It's one of those things where it's the best of 2 worlds, 2 completely different strategies, a 1-3-1 in the team fighting composition, the age-old question of all MOBAs, which one actually comes up on top. And really, it's a 50-50 if you know how to play out all those options like you mentioned. And again, cutting those waves genius, so smart. And again, 10 Seconds Gaming probably shouldn't have allowed that to happen. But again, in their position, what options do you have to deal with it? Because at a certain point, Cho gets outscaled, and now you need to send more than one member to that side of the map to kind of clear it up. And I think once they understood, hey, we don't need 4 members, we can do 3 members because they are running out of guys to deal with us, we might be able to actually turn this around.
Yeah, and I really think that was a wise decision to be made, and especially in such a high-tension match like that, you really got to make sure that your decision-making is on point, and that's what 10 Seconds Gaming had from the get-go, where they know, yes, they did take the lead, but they slowly lost it out so much. As you remember, the goal graph, it was definitely leaning towards 10 Seconds Gaming Plus for a very long time, and here it comes. MVP of the matchup here has to be the export.
This is the hardest carrying export I have ever seen in my life. Like, usually, you know, he goes into the fighter lane, slowly becomes the secondary carry with a huge peel and chunk out potential, so much burst. But man, oh man, Topimbo, absolutely kind of changing my perspective on where Xbox should be played now.
Yeah, well, we should follow the Japanese hype train, of course. If you guys haven't started the memes already, go ahead, follow our dear Filipino casters who are definitely meme lords as well as great casters. And they will be casting the next matchup as well, because that upper bracket will be RQ versus EVOS Legends. But of course, this match is not even over yet. We really got to find out who will be the victors. And not only is he great at all those team fights, Tomibo here, he's MVP for many times in a row, and he is definitely one of those kings of objective here. He has already saved 7 lords in this tournament.
Yeah, 47. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, 7 lords killed already is just like, wow, a testament to like how often he is there, being with his team, making sure they secure this major objective for the game. But I think overall, he is a great player. But let's talk about game 3, because what do these guys have to do to finally seal the deal and move forward into the other part of the playoffs?
Well, as for starters here, I do believe that whatever they picked in the first round in terms of draft was really great. And I would say that there is so many options on the table as well. Like, I talk about some of these picks being left out in the open. If they do want to go for some DPS, it might just be that Lunox as well. So I would say when we're going for that sort of same sort of ban, then yeah, I think that TODAK should stick to that same sort of draft. Or maybe leave that Rafaela out in the open, because that's just one support. And how tough can the support be? Even if you carry that over on the late game, it doesn't really matter. But then again,
yeah.
Now, this MVP here, Tomibo, man of the match, could be even man of the century if he could carry yet another game.
Honestly, this is just so tough. I mean, it has to be a devastating loss for TODAK for getting really, really close to actually accomplishing this victory. But they're going to have to play one more game. But, you know, as you mentioned, we were talking a lot about 10 Second Gaming. What about TODAK's here? What kind of position do you think they're going to need? Or, you know, playing to their strengths, do they want to go for this 1-3-1 composition one more time and kind of, you know, test the boundaries?
Well, I think they should test the boundaries once again, because it looked like it almost worked. It's really down to that sort of split-second decision in those team fights that we saw. They could have definitely taken down some of all these key players, but Obuyen was the one who always made sure that Chiku, as well as members like X-Ray, could not even march forward to actually take down those key units. So it's about that push and peel sort of way that 10 Seconds Gaming Plus is actually playing out. And it's so hard to even take down one unit and towards that late game.
Yeah, like E1, even though he was getting caught so early on into the game, like later in the game, it's just like once I have all my items, like you can't really do too much. Let's look at the highlights here. I mean, this is gonna be, I hope this is probably the longest highlights ever, because that was a 20-minute game. Like, come on.
Yeah, we definitely have to slowly break this one down. Then us trying to actually hop over the wall. Obuyen will still secure that kill. Of course, a really long chase, but yep, we're just going to be seeing a little bit more of that kill feed all stacked up as we see Moon here. Of course, having a little bit of overstep, but there are so many times that TODAK actually committed a lot of those mistakes in the early phase.
Agreed. And I think what's really unfortunate, like Moon knows that he is dying too often. He needed to give that pressure, and I think his team were struggling in the early stages of the game. If it wasn't for both X-Ray and Chiku kind of taking his back, it's like, hey, don't worry, you're going to scale into this game. You're a Harith, you're going to be absolutely fine. We need to get pressure. That's what we're going to do. 10-second gaming is just like, no, I'm going to keep hitting you while you're down on the ground.
Yeah, that's what they definitely did, especially with that Lord that they take. They didn't really actually escort the Lord over top side. All they knew was to actually open things up from the mid lane here, and E1, first one to fall, and Moon was not even there right in time. But Moon, if he does appear, then all the pressure will be amounting to him instead.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's like, it's kind of a give and take where you need to kind of like, oh, when does Moon scale? When does he finally get back into the game? And that's the moment they're like, yes, he's finally scaled into this game. We can start taking control back. And that's when you can see the goal, 43-44. This was a very convincing fight.
Yeah, this convincing fight here, we saw Ninas, of course, pinning down that rock to the wall, and Masha here got so great in towards those positions, and they are forcing every member of 10 seconds of game plus to actually fall back. If they do have enough minutes at this point of time, then the rest of TODAK will be able to actually do a lot more to end the game. And wow, starting off here, TODAK, of course, kills after kills, slowly finishing off those pickoffs, but 10 seconds gaming plus, they were so disciplined not to overextend at any given point of time. Even with this Lord, Sure, the one who actually holds off the Lord, and he was taking blow after blow and still did not disappoint with that rise to the pathway heading back to the base.
I mean, this was like a tough decision to make. It's like, do I go for the crystal? Do I go for kills? Like, where do I go exactly? And 10-second gaming is like, oh boy, we got to get rid of this wave like as quick as possible. If not, we're in trouble. And this is the beginning of the end for the team. 10 seconds gaming, they realize, hey, we got a huge catch. The death timers aren't enough. E1, he clears off the wave, but look at those death timers. It's just too long. You don't have a minute to stall because it takes less than a minute for a wave to get to the base.
Well, by the time that they manage to secure those kills, they know they finally got the game in hand. And my Obuyan almost having tears in his eyes as well, because this game itself is just going to be listed as one of the greatest that we've ever seen. And it's all thanks to everyone who organized M1 World Championship.
Yeah, just the sigh. That was the deepest sigh of genuine relief I have ever seen. He's just like, oh my God, thank goodness we're still in this.
Oh yes, and I think that this is definitely that sort of result that we do expect coming from top tier teams.
Yes,
and this, I would say, huge comeback is what we love to see as casters as well, because we are the ones craving for great plays. And when we saw 10 seconds gaming plus, nobody expected this sort of a gameplay from them. Even in the group stages, they did lose to players from EVO's Legends, but now facing off a TODAK that's on their best form, they are looking like they're invincible, but pressure.
Exactly.
It just cracks champions.
I definitely agree with you, and I think TODAK didn't let 10-second gaming get under their skins, and I think I mentioned this previously. As long as 10 seconds gaming doesn't get under their skins, you can start playing at your best, where you're comfortable, you know what your win conditions are. And I think TODAK, that game alone was a great example. They didn't let 10-second gaming get under their skin. They found an opportunity to play their own strategy, and they got real close. They chunked down that crystal to about half HP. Had they had a little bit more time, I think they could have secured the game.
Yeah, and I really thought that they were a goner right there. If there was more members from the side of TODAK to possibly commit to that, maybe just land a hit each of them, then that might just be game over. But they were all, of course, segregated into its different paths. The mid lane wasn't really all too open at that point in time, where they could possibly move in from the top side as well as the bottom. But I just got to say this, because Sure was holding on to that Lord for the longest of time. If he didn't do it, then I would say TODAK would have had a 2-0 victory.
Agreed. Sure really did, his very, very best, holding his ground. And I think coming into this, I think TODAK, they definitely made a statement to 10 Second Gaming. It's like, hey, we're the next best team who have taken a game, not even dropped, taken a game away from 10 Seconds Gaming, who have been 2-0 since the group stages with only one loss. One series loss against EVOS Legends. So now it's getting a little risky. I think 10 Seconds Gaming, they have a lot to think about in terms of draft, because this 1-3-1 is really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, as you look at that sort of formation being brought in to play, I think that it's definitely hard to actually counter, but there's still ways to actually play around it as well. Like, eventually that 1-3-1 formation, we also see TODAK pulling off a 1-1-3 heading in towards the bot lane as well. So that could possibly happen in this game as well, as we'll head to the very final game of this matchup here between 10 Seconds Gaming Plus against TODAK. Both sides here, I wouldn't really call them underdogs anymore.
Nope.
They fight like the heroes that they should be called in for today. And now, Valor, first ban for 10
I'm
Seconds
sorry,
Gaming.
is this the grand finals already? When did that happen? Oh man, I wish I could read. I wish I could read Japanese, but I can't.
Somebody translate it on the chat, please.
Clip and translate.
Just love the spirit that they have. Look at everyone on the crowd. They really want to play around. Of course, draft still underway, which means we do have a little bit of time for fun and games before we head in towards this sort of the moment where they have to find the victors to head into the next phase. Well, you know, Burmese goals, they've already made it to the next round. So whoever wins faces Burmese goals.
I think that's going to be a really tough match no matter what. No matter what, dude. Like, oh boy, I'm losing my mind. Like, I'm trying to think, how do you draft for them? And I think it's really smart that they decide to get rid of the Masha before they... I mean, not a lot of people ban out Masha, usually in the second phase. But first phase ban is a lot coming from 10 Seconds Game. They're like, no, we don't want this nonsensical split pushing anymore. Take us on head to head. We want a team fight comp as well.
That definitely was an issue for them for most parts, where we saw the Cho could never leave the bottom lane. And wow, I gotta say that this is definitely a huge relief factor for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. But what should come into is the draft, because Harif has already been banned away. And I would say potential picks heading into this game, it would be the Kaja, because Kaja, we haven't really seen that coming in. But Kaja, if you do lose out that early game, and heading into a very later phase of the game, then it's really tough to actually pick off people.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But now coming into this, first pick is going to be Export. I mean, 100% of the time Export has been picked, and I don't think 10 Second Gaming is going to stop that. They are really like pushing the limits of what Export players should strive for. It's going to be the Grok as well as the Cho this time, coming in from TODAK. They're changing it up.
Well, now changing things as they go. Chow here, of course, already having that being locked away. But what was that?
Let's see what they want to do for 10 Seconds Gaming. I want to see if they want to, change it up. They're bringing in the Hellcurt. I mean, change it up, and they've already answered it.
Oh my, Hellcurt in this very final fight for their lives to head into this next phase here, and Lilia will be in the hands of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus again. Well, we've already seen the sort of damage output that she can go, especially towards that late game. It's just going to be that pain being brought in once again. Now, heading in towards this final battle between the two, they are bringing in the Kimi as well. So I like what I'm seeing. This is going to give a little bit more early pressure towards TODAK.
Yeah, and it's looking good. I mean, Kimi, we haven't seen it too often. We're going to see how this is going to play out a little bit more. I'm kind of interested. Oh, Hayabusa, the respect from 10 Second Gaming. They're like, no more split push.
They know for a fact that the red side is still going to get that priority pick in that sort of sense. So they did not even want to risk having that Hayabusa being opened up. And of course, Chiku did play a really good round of that. So now heading into its that final band, box here being removed. So
it's gone. Somebody needs to clip that. I
Roll
just
game.
need to know what exactly that says. But coming back into the draft, it's going to be another 25 more seconds for 10-second gaming. Let's see how they're going to play their draft up a little bit more, because we can see for a fact they know what they want to do. Ooh, Lolita, a soft, a pretty hard counter to Kimmy here. As long as she gets in front of Kimmy's face, she won't be able to get her damage in, paired up with a Gatot.
well, I like what I saw, and of course Lolita is something that has been picked up time and time again throughout M1 for really good reasons. And we see a lot of all these players really go in with that sort of flicker, numbing and blast, which can catch out mobile units as well. So repositioning it to actually take a huge blow to the face of TODAK will definitely give them a shock of a lifetime.
Yeah, and let's see. Nanas here, his last pick. What's it going to be? It's going to be the Granger. He performed nicely on, I mean, Chico performed it nicely on it the last time, and I think they're switching it up here because, again, we're seeing, I'm pretty sure that it's going to change a little bit more. Let's go, when we get into the game, I kind of want to see who is going to be on who, because Chico overall has been performing exceptionally well.
Well, Chiku is definitely on his A game through the entirety of the tournament, and now let's see how they could possibly play this one. I love Granger. Like, I can't state this enough, because when we saw those Death Sonatas come out, you know that somebody's going to be running for their lives. And Granger here, 56% win rate. What does that tell you?
It just means that, you know, out of 100 games, he'll win 56 of them. That's
100 games.
Out of 100 games, you know he's going to win 56 overall. But yeah, I think this is just a... It's kind of mind-boggling to see how they're going to play this out, because number one, that early game is looking pretty dicey for both sides. The Lolita is going to be there, but Grok is always a big part of the game. It's kind of who gets, again, the first 3 minutes. Like, I don't like repeating it more than 3 times, but I think this one is a little bit more important than the previous games because a lot more is on the line, and mid-game, both want to team fight. Both really want a team fight.
I think that they definitely have drafted the phase where they really want to make sure that they just go in for that sort of advantage that they can pull off from those sort of fights. And speaking of that, we're, of course, seeing this one go with some interesting sort of a lineup for TODAK side, which is definitely a refreshing side that, as we didn't really see TODAK definitely going in for this sort of composition before.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we sort of see this but just this is a different iteration.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it gets a little scary, because are they ready to actually pull it through? I mean, a lot of people are going to believe in TODAK because they played some of these picks during the MPL, but a lot has changed since then.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the same? We don't really know, and the crowd is already getting ready for this game to begin. It looks like we're going to be starting relatively soon, and hopefully you guys in chat who are like, where is the game? We can hopefully satisfy that thirst.
Oh yeah, and I wish that we could also play along with the crowd as well. Also, huge shout out to Iko2 for doing just that. Now, we're gonna get our final game between these two, and one of them will rise and the next will fall.
It's unfortunate to think that one of these teams has to go home after today's game, but let's see. Maybe in about 20 minutes or so we'll find out when the game ends, but I don't know. If this could be a very quick game, or it could be the longest game we've ever seen.
Well, some say Def will be real swift in that sort of sense, but that's what Granger does offer when he gets those items. And now we are game ready, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's take it all the way. TODAK versus 10 Seconds Gaming Plus for the last time.
All right.
Well, a little bit of that 360 no scope coming from Moon. He's in a good mood.
He really is. I think, you know, he's got to change. He's got to, like, get into the mentality of, like, hey, I'm not going to let the second game affect me. I got really punished the last time. I was able to come back, but this time I'm going to make that early lead matter. Now, Lilia should be able to take the buff, no problem. So TODAK are going to move towards the bottom side and steal away the Gargoyle. They need to get ahead in EXP, and that's what you do when you have something. Oh boy, X-Ray. You got to be careful. Those stingers ain't gonna forgive you.
Yeah, and he's already being forced away with that flicker being pulled out. Suray instead soaking a little bit way too much, but here comes Papa though, giving a little bit of helping hand. First couple of blasts will slowly make a move for TODAK here, which will return back in towards the mid lane here for a little bit more. And over the bottom side, we're seeing a little bit of contention for the River Crab as Granger is trying to actually reset this one. OPN already bringing up the shield as well. Tomibo slowly zoning them away, but Nenas here going for a little bit of chase here, but I don't think that they will be locking horns against Tomibo. Shizurado. Ooh, close one.
This is becoming a spicy game, but again, Tomibo is holding on. Chiku is in trouble. He's going down. The Revitalize is actually being popped already. He's in trouble. Ninas popped it a little too late, and now he's in a lot of trouble as the first blood goes over to 10-second gaming.
Now, Obuyan here slowly getting a little bit more of that sort of advantage as we see first blood being drawn already. 10 seconds gaming plus have such decisiveness heading in towards that sort of a fight, and now River Crab under control as well. Turtle coming up online, and they've already got themselves in position, forcing away members of TODAK, and they could not possibly trade off. But Moon's just going to tickle for a little bit, and Gato Kacho here just casually walking through, saying hi to Moon.
Yeah. Macro play coming in here. They're giving up the first turtle because they can't really do too much with it. I mean, obviously TODAK Kimi wants, Moon definitely wants the buff for himself to get that true damage. But overall, I think what's really interesting is that in the first 3 minutes of the game, like 2:24, they wanted to contest everything. They wanted to go in, steal away the buff. They realized they were responding, they pulled away. Then instead, they went to River Crab. They didn't do their own buffs.
Yeah, and I felt like some of all these things definitely were a little bit more questionable in that sort of sense as well. But
I think it was all right, except the problem was, like, the moment River Crab was gone, you probably should have gone straight to your buff, but instead you try to contest bottom crab.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
I mean, you're in that really awkward position by then.
Exactly.
So I'm not really sure like if they should commit that sort of a fault once again. But we saw 10 seconds game plus here. Already pulling out Dark Knight Falls, and they are eyeing on to get Chico. And here comes Guardians being very. They pop as well. Zurich on the chase as well.
he's alive.
Oh, could not really connect to that, but E1 fighting back. Only one down help left, and he backs away, but Lila catches him out. Chico dealing the final blow alongside with the Kimi here, 1-for-1.
A 1-for-2 trade. In fact, looks like X-Ray actually got traded off down on the bottom side. That's a little unfortunate considering that Chico was on the cusp of dying, but he was able to rondo on out of there. He held on with every sliver of health he got.
Oh yeah, and I just love the fact that Chiku knows that he sees opportunity, he will try to go for it as well. And even though he was really low, he tried to turn things around. But now 10 seconds against the Gaming Plus is dominating that early game here with already 2K in the lead after taking down that bot lane turret.
Yeah, and the rest of the team slowly looking to get a catch here. Gato needs to make this work, and now that 10-second gaming have like a good 2.2k lead, I think they're looking to maybe set up for some dives and hopefully catch out Moon with the Sky Guardian's avatar if they made it out right.
Yeah, and I definitely would say that Sky Guardian avatar was used to perfection because they zoned them out of the way. And look at Moon almost getting caught as well. The blast almost connecting as E1 forcing out the wall charge as well. And here comes turtle number 2 attempt from 10 seconds gaming, but E1 pressuring the side of Surai as Surai tries to zone them away. Dark Knight Falls already been used up, so that will be pretty much a lot of room for 10 seconds gaming to secure 2 turtles in a row.
Yeah, they're gonna call it off. They see that X-Ray, he's falling behind. It's like, all right, it's fine. We don't need the EXP. We just need to kind of collaborate onto the goal, get our first item, and maybe look for a window of opportunity to fight then. Plus, Granger's on the top side. He ain't coming back down. Oh, TODAK's in trouble. He's gonna take a full Rhapsody to the face. One more auto in the Nash. He's gonna run on through. Chiku gets locked down by the Petrify, but it ain't gonna be enough. Obuya trying to save the situation, but Ninas ain't gonna make the same mistake. He pops down the Revitalize really quick, and now Ninas walks away. Should be walking away scot-free. The charge, he's in trouble. He needs to dodge the last one. He goes down instead.
Whoa, mid lane, we're seeing another team fight as well. Now get both Surai in the air alongside with Tomibo. And here comes Spiraga armor already been popped as well. And now going on a little bit of a reset there, knowing that they don't have enough damage output to break down 10 seconds gaming. But I like that sort of top lane flank. So beautifully done and turnabout there. And Papa didn't manage to secure that kill.
Oh, interesting. A different sort of build coming in from Moon. He has the mystery shop. He isn't looking to destroy objectives real quick. He wants to be part of the team fight, but he goes for the Ice Queen wand instead. Topside breaks. E1 is going to try and stop Ouya from making his way out, but he's going to go out scot-free, and they're going to let him pass because they're just biding their time, waiting for that window of opportunity to catch them out.
Speaking of the catcher, trying to actually catch out Tomibo, but that is going to be one accident blow for the back. And whoa, what do we have? E1 here just slowly dicing around, but 23 more seconds. We're going to see whether or not can TODAK at least snatch one turtle away. I just like how 10 Seconds Gaming Plus is controlling the tempo for the current time being, but TODAK still definitely have a lot more chances into this. We're already seeing about 5k goalie coming up shortly, and Sure just waiting for members to pass by, and that's going to be Ranger heading in towards that corner of the brush.
Looks like they want to sacrifice the turtle, kind of buy time for turtle so they can dive bot side. Let's look bot side. TODAK, he's in trouble. He pops out the Dark Knight Falls, and he's kind of sitting around. He gets locked down by the.
Whoa.
He gets locked down. X-Ray, he has to figure out of there, but he's in trouble. He's going to be going down. Oh, he gets it! That was sick! That was so sick! He gets the Way of the Dragon into Chiku's Death Sonata. So nicely done.
That is definitely unexpected. The Monon Blast will miss E1, and now, of course, the being gone there, which means E1 just got to make sure that he stays alive, walking right through as the Lilia could not go in for that pursuit. But wow, talk about that bottom lane again, because we are seeing the turret being destroyed. Two Athena shields being bought out, and Sure will be the next one to falter.
Oh, no.
And here goes Papa.
He's ready to die. Nanas is ready to go down. Oh, Papa takes the black shoes. Nanas is like, take my life, Chiku. You're going to carry this game. I'm okay with this.
They just got to go rock, paper, scissors. Who's the one that he should be killing? And nope, he chose paper. And now, there's going to be that flicker being bought out there by E1. Blade of Despair by TODAK. But TODAK, oh, I just could not forget what just happened to the bot side, because that Chao, oh, that last minute Way of the Dragon. 2 months for me. Way too much for me.
That was a lot of pressure. He had to time it just right. It was mid-auto attack. He cancels it with the Way of the Dragon right into the Death Sonata. It's like, Picasso reincarnated right there. But let's see how 10 Seconds Gaming kind of wants to play this out. Tomibo in trouble now. Verona armor is broken. Maximum impact. One more hit. X-Ray gets it. And now TODAK's in trouble. He goes down. They trade 1 for 1. But honestly, I think that's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all. If you're seeing that TODAK is a Picasso, I feel like we have a Vincent van Gogh right here on 10 Seconds Gaming Plus. Two great artisans just painting a picture for us as we are slowly finishing up this sort of painting here. But this is just 8 minutes of the game. I do believe that we might see another 20 minutes bout.
I think Moon just bought a glowing wand. And I think, I mean, he's really deviating from the build. I'm not sure if that's his third or second item. We have to check later. Chiku's in trouble. He doesn't have the Rondo. He's going to be flickered in. Oh, no! He makes it out. He gets the Rondo at the last second.
He just Rondo his way out. He knew it was coming up online, so he didn't really have to actually expend all too much. But TODAK here, this is not the first time that he's absorbing that maximum charge once again. But here it comes. That's fine.
Yeah, they're in trouble. Moon calls onto the backside. He's trying to break it off. TODAK drops the ultimate to kind of look for an opportunity to get to the backline, but they don't actually get it. And now Nanas might be in trouble here. They could turn this around. Granger is in the backside. He's taking the wave. He's taking away the beetle. Sorry, the goblin as well. But now this might be it. This might be the turnaround that they need.
Well,
but they're not going to go for it.
Oh, that's going to be a charge landing, and E1 following really shortly. But here comes X-Ray.
He finds it. Great Way of the Dragon. He has the Shunpo out of there. I am lost for words because that looked like it was a good opportunity, but I think TODAK gave a lot, arguably too much respect to 10 Second Gaming. X-Ray comes in with an amazing 3-man Jakundo. That could have been a major fight, but again, Papa still had the black shoes. I think that's what they were afraid of.
Yeah, they were really afraid to actually overcommit to something that was unnecessary in that sort of sense. But, you know, at least giving one away is not too shabby. Well, then to actually risk everyone else. Sue right here, wait for the chase. Dark Knight Falls already being connected. As Nanas having to actually tank this one off with the righteous pathway being opened up. And he says, no can do, my friend. And E1 here, wall charges with over Albion, and now Moon goes down with a mega kill for the Lilia. And what is this going on? As we see, Nuna does not have the ult, does have to revitalize, but now it's too little, too late. The fight is over with 10 seconds game plus, attempting the Lord.
Yeah, this is so huge for them. They just netted themselves 3 kills. They are at least 3K ahead of the competition. They're going to take Lord with no issues. Wait a minute, hold up. Where's X-Ray right now? X-Ray's on the bottom side of the map, and he's already broken it very, very close to the inhibitor. Ooh, this is getting a little risky.
Very, very risky plays from Chiku, but I think they want to do the same thing. You know, he was proxying the wave as that Hayabusa in the first game, but now that he is a marksman, he does not have that sort of the flexibility to actually move around with that quad shadow in that sort of sense. Anyways, now time for us to look at some stats.
Yeah, looks like Kimmy is going for that glowing bond as the second item with the arcane boots on top of it to make sure she has that, you know, extra bit of kick to her attacks. The rest of the team kind of just rotating around. I think they need to find some sort of catch.
Yeah, and speaking of a catcher, E1 here on the front line here, already purchasing that immortality as we speak of it. This is going to be that minute being cleared up. Righteous pathway being opened up as well, making sure that TODAK members will be able to actually hold this one true. Another charge expended. Tomimo says that doesn't mean anything, my friend. And here goes. Lord number 1 slowly taking off there, but Nenas here trying his best.
They're peeling backwards. The Numenor Blast, no flicker this time round. Lord is very, very low.
Whoa!
Cho on the top side, he's going to try to clear it out. Oh, the monster kill coming in for the Lilia. She hasn't even used her black shoes. Oh wait, no, she already used the black shoes to get the extra amount of damage.
Whoa, that's definitely enough damage out from being bought there to actually take down the Hylos. Now that they already lose attack, which means that's the high time here, baby. With that Dark Knight falls here, chasing onto Chiku, but he's taking way too much of that sort of base attack. There we go. We are the Dragon taking down Gato Kacha. Now,
TODAK break it, yes! Bottom inhibitor still stands. TODAK coming with a great defense. That's Sonata. He might be able to pick him up. Oh, they're all at 1 HP. They are so low. That's got to be so frustrating.
Definitely frustrating, and even for myself, my OCD is kicking in. It was just one more all attacks to actually open out that inhib. But, well, they're going to settle for that and wait for a little bit longer. 10 seconds gaming plus at least knows that they have already got the best of options after having that Lord, and now there's just plenty of place for them to roam.
Yeah, they're just gonna slowly rotate around the map. They're not gonna get checked in, but he doesn't really it doesn't really matter. He is a little too tanky for them to handle. He's taking quite a bit of damage here. He might be in some trouble. He pops out the glorious pathway. He's still alive, and I guess it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, that takes to all these frontliners to actually pull something off. Suri a little bit late for the party as well. X-Ray is a little bit too mobile, but TODAK,
wait a minute.
TODAK might just actually going for a chase. Well, here goes Dark Knight Bolts.
He quickly flickers on out of there. X-Ray's got to make it out. He quickly dodges everything. Blows a huge ultimate, allowing TODAK to try and punish this top side. And now Tomemo might be in some trouble. Takes a full hit of the Death Sonata, and now they clear off the waves. The rotations are back in.
Well, we did see 10 Seconds Gaming fully committed towards the bottom lane for not great reasons. And TODAK tries to actually look for a little bit of that breathing space through the top lane. Now, every one of them are trying to actually do a little bit of a tango over on the mid laner as they spot out the Hylos. But look at where the Cho is at. He's trying to proxy the wave again, but this is not going to be a good option for X-Ray. He knows for the fact that these members are marching right in, so he's going to keep himself well alive.
Yeah, and Chiku, he's going to put some damage with that Rhapsody here. He doesn't want to get into anything too much. Nanas has the ultimate. He's going to be A-okay. The Glorious Pathway should get him out of there. He needs to go back and recharge, get his health back, reset, chill, and wait a minute. What's happening with Hellcrit on the top side? He's running away. He takes a full hit of the Death Sonata, but he's a little too fast, too furious for TODAK to catch up.
Yeah, and Death Sonata, that fiery funnel hit will always be a critical, but TODAK here, so much of that life steal as well as regeneration, he could still last himself right in the lane, and those spikes definitely gonna hurt if it does hit onto any of these heroes. And well, buff will hit over the side of 10 seconds game plus, and the Lord is back up online. Second Lord here, possibly TODAK is looking to stop 10 seconds gaming on the tracks.
Yeah, and 10 seconds gaming need to take Lord as quickly as possible, or at least force out a Lord fight as quickly as they can. They don't have a wave down bot side. They're clearing up mid wave. They need to buy a little bit more time. Sure is actually pretty low. This doesn't actually look too bad for TODAK Gaming.
Yeah, and bottom side, of course, they might not have enough minutes for now, but they will be able to actually make something to happen here in the mid lane here. Dark Knight Falls being utilized. The Mountain Blast as well will be locking down onto the highlights, but it's going to be Papa being shut down from the back as we see Chico here taking 2 down. But look at the back though. TODAK here having members being battered out and bruised. Tomimo still has immortality, so they will lock their eyes over on the other unit at the back. Last Insanity popping up, and Obuyan will be focused down by Chiku. This might just be 3 kills in a row for this marksman here, as the Ganger will not give this one away. Well, Luminous Block will not connect, and that is an unstoppable Chiku.
These teams are so evenly matched, it's not even funny. TODAK just netted themselves Lord and 3 kills in their back pocket. Tomebo's in trouble. He takes 1 hit of the Death Sonata, but it's not going to be enough for him to turn things around. Kimmy just bought that Necklace of Durance. No more spell vamp for any of y'all.
You know, I thought the first game was the best game of the entirety of the series. We are back to what we just witnessed. So
it's 16 minutes already, 4 more minutes away.
16 minutes of the game, and now 1 Lord for each side already being secured, but this time it's TODAK on the push. So another defense have to be brought up, so they need to build a wall. They need to make sure that all these throw pressure does not amount to those inhibitors, as they are trying to break down the bot lane as well. We saw so much of all these focus from the side of TODAK Gaming. Of course, now with X-Ray having that immortality, is just going to buy enough space for them to actually go in and out of fights.
Yeah, they have to peel backwards, and TODAK, they're playing this slowly. They understand that, hey, yeah, this is our only opportunity. I think we got to bring this and force a fight out of this. Top side is starting to walk through. Grok E1 is slowing down Lord. They're trying to take the turrets as quickly as possible and then look for a big team fight off top side. This is it.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen, and we are seeing Obuyan quickly taking this one down alongside with the rest of 10 seconds game plus, and even the marksmen have already purchased that immortality at this point of time, which is going to be pretty hard for 10 seconds gaming to actually commit to this battle here. And 1 for immortality for the highlights as well. And Sure here looking for the blast here. It's going to go in with the empty dominant blast, and Dark Knight Falls being attempted here. They're trying to look for Chiku, but he's a little bit way too far. And oh my goodness, Sure almost falling down as well. It's going to get clipped out. Immortality's all being popped, and Moon goes down, and then that's in between everyone. These members of 10 seconds gaming plus.
What's up with people dying 3 at a time? Nanas, he's going to try and put that ring of punishment. I don't think it's going to matter too much. He's still going to go down. But this is a huge win for 10 seconds gaming as they defend the Lord push, bringing it up to 54 to 54K. This is exactly where we were just now.
Oh yeah, like you see this hill of blue, of course, headed the ways of 10 seconds game plus for good reasons. And it was just overcommitment from TODAK side. I mean, great play from you, Mobile.
I don't think it's just an overcommitment. I also think it's just the inability to use their spells efficiently, because again, Chiku didn't have his ultimate for some reason. He used it in the middle of all of that and got almost nothing off of it, where I kind of feel like instead of pushing bot side, they should have gone with Lord and maybe force out a bigger fight that they might potentially win. Because remember, in a front-to-front situation, all they have to worry about is Hellcrit getting into the back line.
Yeah, and he didn't really have to actually fully commit to that. He just went halfway through, pulls himself back, and lets the rest of the members do the trick, kicks out Moon. And Moon didn't really get enough of that sort of a backup from the rest of the allies as well, because the rest of them were trying to actually set something up that's way too front for their liking, and they could not actually enter in time.
Yeah.
Potion already being popped there by Papa, which means that he is stacked AF.
He is just so stacked right now. And Papa, I think he's been playing a really, really good Lilia game. And it's kind of devastating because he controls that front line so well. You can't walk too forward because Gloom is just chomping on those shadow balls and dealing so much freaking damage.
Oh, now. Well, I'm just waiting for the next fight to break out. And I'm looking forward to that river right down below, because that's where the Dance of Death is going to be at. well, things have definitely been evened out as well with TODAK with only 1K deficit in gold. But, well, I'm just guessing that most of all these players have already got most of the items that they want.
Yeah.
But looking at the bottom side here, heavy focus from TODAK as they already have that tower being opened up. No more in-hit tower on the bot side. And now Moon getting another great item in, and E1's going to be leading the pack.
Yeah, I mean, both sides are equal, basically equal gold. It doesn't really matter as well. It's about their tanks getting the last couple of items. X-Ray just bought his Rose Gold Meteor, and now it's going to be Lord all over again. Who's going to take this fight? X-Ray versus TODAK.
Whoa.
He might look to break. Actually, he gets the immortality. Wait a minute. Hold
Whoa.
on. He gets the win. He wins the 1v1. X-Ray just won the 1v1. Lord is in their grasp.
And now they have to send Gato Gotcha to defend, which means that all these members are being run apart. Great Flicker with the Nomina Blast takes down one member off. There goes the Kimmy, and the next one to fall might just be Tomino. He lost his Viraga armor, and the damage is good. The wall does not connect, but Chico though, he goes in for the dive, gets what he wanted, takes down the EX work, and Obuya here will slowly bid farewell.
Yeah, they have to play this super carefully. Papa is still up there. They can't lose their backline now. They are godlike. Lord is looking pretty juicy.
Lord 10 coming out from TODAK. They know Papa as well, Sure is well alive. There will be the out coming from the sky as well. See Sure here.
Papa's trying to
charging
steal
right
this.
in. Can they go in for this? Papa already getting charged out. Instead, they turn this one around. Righteous Pathway being brought out. He gets his suppression. And now all these members being flown up in the air. Sure cannot even respond, but they would only want this Lord fall to the hands of TODAK.
That is so smart. Holy cow, TODAK, they might actually win this. They get the full team wipe. They get it. And now they're looking to try and end this game. The last couple of members, Obuya, Tomemo, you are the last line of defense against this TODAK Lord push.
You heard the crowd. They know this is high time. The Malaysian side will possibly move forward to advance, to look for Burmese goals coming up next as they are going in for a victory run. There we go. They are now securing the victory. TODAK here takes game 3.
They have done it. TODAK, move on.
TODAK. They will go in crashing through as they just crush the hopes and dreams of the Japanese side. 10 seconds gaming plus. The most astounding team that we've seen coming out of nowhere has now finally fallen, and TODAK will rise from the MPL MYSG side, the only hope for Malaysia, and they are doing it for the home country.
My goodness, what an incredible best of 3. Holy cow, that was the best of 3 we've seen this entire tournament so far, but we still have more action to give to you guys, but we want to congratulate 10 Second Gaming Plus because they have definitely secured themselves as the best M1 qualifying team coming in from an outer region.
And I definitely would say that I am the biggest fan for both of these sides.
Listen to that crowd.
Let's just listen to them as we see every one of all these TODAK players receiving the highest of praises. Same goes to 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, who had one of the most difficult matches of their lives. And we talked about that glorious run that they had. They had the smooth cruise, but now it's just like the Titanic. It will sink right here.
Yeah, and truly, that was a beautiful game. Both sides, amazing competitors. Luckily, the crowd is with TODAK here this time to give them and make sure they are glorified, but their journey isn't done just yet. They still have Burmese Ghouls to go through. But before we even get to that particular matchup, we still have RRQ versus EVOS Legends. Like, can this day get any more exciting?
Well, this day can only get better because we're about to see a repeat of the Indonesian MPL Grand Finals, and well, safe to say Indonesia will be in the Grand Finals run to prove themselves as the best region in the world. But we still have Burmese Ghosts on the lower bracket now. will have to face TODAK here. Definitely a formidable opponent, as they have definitely tried to. And this game itself set the best tempo that we can ever ask for in the World Championship.
Every part of the game, every aspect of the game. Let's look at the stats, because I can't commend both of these teams for playing at the best of their capabilities. Yes, this last game was a little bit sloppy on both sides in terms of decision making, but TODAK were able to pull it out at the very end here. But truly, great game 2, great game 1, game 3. You know, it was just so high pressure.
Yeah, that high pressure matchup between the two of them. If this was a best of 5, if only this was a best of 5, I think our lungs will be blown after game 3. I don't even know. Like, you look at the Lilia, has damage output throughout the entirety of this matchup. Last game as well, having a lot of great, insane output. But it's Chiku. Time and time again, when TODAK won, it's all thanks to this guy, as he always secures all this huge firepower to steer that victory for TODAK.
Agreed. I think Chiku has done a great job trying to carry his team on his back, and definitely MVP goes to him. Look at that build. Look at this man, because he has definitely been a great showing player.
Wow, look at that. 4.6k damage per minute. Like, it's like you're slicing 4 members in one go. Like, this is insane. Like, I just can't really process this. But 7 kills, of course, in total. And out of this matchup, let me just explain. 16 kills, 15 deaths. And that's towards the side of TODAK, which means both sides were really going full for blow, and the rest of the tanks were so selfless that it's all to set things up for Chiku to remove all their frontliners and whoever else that's facing, that he's facing off against.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of faith goes. You have to have a lot of faith in your marksman. I think Chiku is just so reliable that his tanks will do absolutely anything to give him the advantage he needs to push on through. So congratulations for TODAK for making on to the next round, but their journey doesn't end here.
Yes, and of course, for 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, they have offered us the best out of the best that we can ever ask for, and we thank them for proving that the rest of the world definitely have a lot of great talents out there, and Japan received some high honors out of this tournament with huge respect given to them.
Absolutely. They may not have won, but they definitely captured the eyes and the hearts for a lot of the audience members here in Axiata Stadium. This is just the beauty of M1, and it only gets better from here on out.
Yeah, and well, I'm definitely getting hyped up for the next series that we're about to have, which will, of course, we'll have Manjin as well as Wolf to actually come up on the stage to take our place, because we're tired out already of that epic sort of a best of 3 that we just had. And well, it's time for us to also have a look into the highlights. But before we even get to that, your favorite moment of this entirety of the series?
My favorite moment? Ooh, that's tough. I think it has to be in game 2.
I gotta say game 2 as well, because game 2, that Masha was that torn in their skin for 10 Seconds Game Plus, but they removed the torn. They went in for the Lord, and they took that game.
Yeah, and I think like 10 Seconds Gaming, when they come in, they have a plan. They don't deviate from the plan too much. We see that their bans are generally around the same. They change 1 or 2 of them depending if they're red and blue side. But after that game 2, they're like, no Masha, no Hayabusa. I don't want none of that.
Well,
none of that.
Yeah, they banned all those sort of picks, and again, that Hellcut's supposed to be that game-changing pick that they had, but it's also that sort of a initiation over onto that Lord that made them fall in game 3. Now, let's talk about something else. A lot of red side victories. What do you think about that?
I mean, the percentage of red side winning most of the time, it really comes down to the draft, and really, it's not about the position, it just gives you a slight advantage in the draft itself. And I think a lot of teams, when they draft, they have to think about their opening hand. What's the first pick, and what are the 2 picks that come afterwards, and how much do you want to hold back? Because I feel like with a lot of teams, they have to hold their ground when it comes to their secondary tank. But let's have a look at these highlights here, just to recap, or if you weren't watching, this is the TLDR of Game 3.
Well, TLDR, we're seeing a little bit of that sort of contention up in the early game here, where E1, of course, just make it out for a little bit, and that is Lilia here doing so much work. Papa always making sure that he's all the way at the back, but it was a 1-for-2 as well, as we see TODAK here getting dived on, but there was Obuyan here trying to actually save his life, and TODAK here, this is that play, that outplay coming out from X-Ray.
Yeah, just the moment he saw X-Ray, saw the first Death Sonata hit, he was like, I got this. I got you, brother. Sure running away. Eventually, I mean, it was really a back and forth between both of these teams. They trade 3 for 3. They take 1 kill here. They're losing not Lord Turtle here, but they're taking a turret on the opposite side. And then what it really comes down to is, you know, the efficiency and the effectiveness and the utilization of, you know, everywhere you could possibly describe to use your ultimate very effectively, because that's one resource that people kind of forget about. They're like, oh yeah, I can just use it willy-nilly. It's just a 12-second cooldown, but you could die in that 12 seconds.
Yeah, speaking of that, and the moment that TODAK actually fell because of that sort of great wombo combo coming out from the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Plus, they managed to get the Lord and open up that bottom side as well. But TODAK here, he went in for that overzealous push, and he got himself into trouble, and that's where they bought enough time. TODAK here defended that bottom tower well enough, as we saw Moon always in some great position as well. But Tamibo right here, look at him. He was always trying to actually stall enough time, and there was already so much being lost. Obuyan could only slowly watch, and that's where TODAK managed to secure that second Lord right there.
Yeah, and this was super unfortunate because that was just the beginning of the end for them. Look at these calm faces. They're not even shouting. They're calmly communicating, saying, "Hey, we got this. Don't get too excited just yet." And this fight was so sad for TODAK because, again, you notice that a lot of their abilities had been used earlier. So when they're going for this, they're realizing like, hey, I think we messed up. Like, we used our cooldowns a little too early.
Yeah, that they realized that and immediately fall back, especially with Chiku. He made the right choice to actually retreat out of it, because if he does commit, there's going to be so many of all these members, all 5 of them from 10 Seconds Gaming will be able to actually take him down. But this is where Obuyan, of course, got that great flicker coming in to just help out the export. But Chiku, of course, haven't arrived. But once he does, this is where TODAK got that best lead to actually close out the game, with them finishing the Lord right after taking down Obuyan right here.
Yeah, and clearing the waves were so important. And here is where it becomes genius. You see that Shadow Ball? That Shadow Ball doesn't stick around if Papa actually leaves. So they see it, they realize like, oh boy, he's still somewhere around here, and the only place that's close enough to have that Shadow Ball there was that top brush next to the gargoyle. I think that was such a good call and a small micro thing that not a lot of people will notice, because the moment Papa walks away, that Shadow Ball disappears.
Yeah, and that's a date giveaway as well, which led him to his demise. And after that, this is where TODAK didn't really need the Lord. They know game is already over because there's too high of a cooldown for them to come back up online. And every one of them, they do not even want to care about Obuyan right across, as they manage to finally finish off the series here, bringing the Malaysian flag higher and higher and higher. And it can only get better for this team, who finally got their break into the MPL and now into M1. It's time for us to actually figure out, how did they actually get this game? How did they take out the Titans, which is 10 Seconds Gaming Plus? And I just have a whole lot of questions, but I'm going to leave that all aside because we will have an interview coming up with them real shortly.
Yeah, I'd love to see like what kind of insight they can give us, especially how they felt during that game, because you could see they were just stone-faced at Game 3, and the moment they broke it, they realized, we're on the cusp of winning. You can see Moon just shake a little like, oh yes, that's a bit of relief. They get the next fight after that, and they just go wild.
Yeah, and they just went wall charging into it because they know the game has been won. And now let's talk to the victors right here, and we will have TODAK talking alongside our host.
Puan para penonton sekalian, saya bersama dengan pemain dari TODAK, Moon. Apa khabar Moon? Haraplah sehat.
Sehat.
Nyaris-nyaris lagi tersingkir 3 pusingan perlawanan dengan pasukan Jepun, tim 10 Second Gaming Plus tadi itu. So, apakah perasaan Moon ni jadi harapan terakhir bagi Malaysia nak merampas juara di pentas antarabangsa?
Okay, perasaan mestilah gembira, happy, sebab kita orang adalah salah satunya harapan yang tinggal. And itu je lah.
daripada segi permainan tadi itu kan, apakah masalah yang terbesar bagi ketiga-tiga game tadi itu daripada segi draft dengan perlawanan antara pasukan anda dengan pasukan Jepun tadi itu?
Okey, kalau tengok pada gameplay, kita orang kena banyak jaga position lah dengan enemy punya skill, sebab diorang memang pandai war. So bila kita orang kena selalu lari pada war, sebab diorang punya hero untuk fight tu memang kuat lah. And salah satu mistake yang kita orang selalu buat tadi adalah salah position and timing lah. Timing nak fight war tu.
Okey, so memanglah banyak lagi harapan yang anak-anak Malaysia akan mengharapkan kepada Moon ke peringkat seterusnya. So, bagaimana pula dengan game seterusnya? Ada apa-apa ramalan tak Abang Moon?
InsyaAllah kita akan buat yang terbaik and mungkin kita orang boleh menang sampai ke final. Amin.
Ada apa-apa shout out ke, apa-apa kata bersemangat kepada para penonton ke teammate anda ke yang ingin dikasih oleh Moon?
Untuk teammate, kita dah usaha sampai tahap ni and kita kena cuba lagi, and ini je lah kita punya masa untuk kita dapatkan kita punya achievement yang tertinggi. So kita kena buat yang terbaik, jangan kalah. And untuk fan-fan yang kat luar sana, terima kasih sebab datang. Ada yang datang daripada Langkawi, ada yang datang daripada Alustar jauh-jauh, saya tahu tu. And terima kasih sebab datang support kami.
Okey, terima kasih Moon. Itulah saja sesi temu bual kita bersama dengan Moon. Adakah impiannya akan jadi kenyataan? Saksikanlah segala aksi yang akan bercetus di pentas ini sebentar lagi.
Kami adalah Onik PH. Hai, we are ESPORTS.
Even stronger.
Hanzo. Alright. Okay.
I'm not fat, just chubby.
Akai.
In the world of kung fu, speed defines the winner. The perfect combination of might and magic.
Bingo.
Whoever I want to kill.
Seven.
Link.
These blades are my teeth. And I'm
Martis. Three, two, one, turn around. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi guys, we are ESPORTS SG.
Hello, we are from Indonesia. We are Team RRQ.
Come on, give me some food.
Akai.
Pizza, pizza.
Bingo. Okay.
I'm not a monster. I'm a demon.
Hanzo. Agus.
Ward.
Ground.
Hey, don't touch the hair.
Lancelot.
Harley. Bingo.
It's called the Oath Keeper.
Leomord. We'll get 3-1-1.
3 days later.
Like that, you don't help.
2, 1. Thank you, T1. Bye. Bye-bye.
The outcome is clear!
Arrow, find your target. The real warrior is here.
My fists are unflinching.
When you gaze into the abyss gazes back.